This episode of Limit Break Radio is made possible by our generous Patreon donors, including Luna Celis of Sargatanis, Yuki Fullbuster of Cactuar, Kitty Woody of Hyperion. Thank you so much for your support. If you want to support Limit Break Radio, visit patreon.com/limitbreakradio.
Live from Eorzea. Limit Break Radio. With your hosts, Unhero.
Now behold the horror you have wrought.
Kahlo.
I said don't take your clothes off.
Juxtaposition.
I don't get it.
Ascalia.
Holy shit, totally forgot about him.
And Mika.
Oh my god.
LimitBreakRadio.com.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to Limit Break Radio.
Limit Break Radio.
Episode 34.
34.
34.
Dirty 34.
Dirty whore.
This is what you're getting this week.
Yeah. We're just phoning it in. Because Square Enix feels like they could just phone it in. And so that's going to be the theme for today's show. We are going to phone the whole thing in. We want you to give us your calls.
I see what you did there.
Say hi.
Nice segue.
I know.
Okay.
I'm clever, right? Yeah, I know. I do this radio shit for a reason. You can send a Skype message over to the Skype account, Limit Break Radio, or give us a call, 810-515-8715. We want to know how you're spending your time until 3.1.
Which is in 4 weeks now.
Hey, it's the countdown.
LBR countdown.
Just a month away.
Just 1 month.
Just 1 month, because that's a reasonable amount of time for something to happen, right?
And then the expansion's going to come out, and it's going to change the face of the game. It's going to be amazing.
No, that was 5 months ago.
Wait,
5 months
what?
ago the expansion came out.
Oh,
This is just a
damn.
patch.
Right.
Ah, shit.
Yeah.
No, it's...
It's not. No, the situation's not great.
Well,
Yeah, so welcome to the show. My name, of course, is Aniro Grigori. Joining me, we've got a pretty small cast and crew today. We've got let's call it skeleton crew today.
Skeleton crew.
Yes.
Skeleton crew?
Scantly skeleton crew.
I am, of course, joined by Juxtaposition as well as Ascalia Ryumasa. And that's it. That's it. That's all. That's all.
I think he's selling us short a little bit. Do you feel a little condescended to, Juxta?
No, that's how I always feel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that sounds about right. But we are hanging out in the studio. If you'd like to join us, you can, of course, join us on the Sergeant Anus server.
Not me.
Oh, are you not here?
again?
Where?
Hell no, I'm gone.
Jeez.
Okay,
I'm sticking around
why?
with your dumpster
You're
fire of a
terrible.
server.
Why? Where did you go?
Balmung.
Again?
Where the party's at. I'm staying there.
Ugh.
I'm not on tour anymore. I'm moving.
Gross.
I'm home.
Gross.
Disgusting.
Balmung for life.
Balmung sucks.
You suck.
Bell dongs.
Balmung sucks, if only because they get so defensive on Twitter. Oh my god, they get riled up so easy.
To be fair, they're the only ones who get targeted for anything. No one in history has ever been like, you know what server sucks? Hyperion. Those guys are fuckers.
because role playing is so cool.
Well, you know what? At least they found a way to enjoy this game.
So cool,
Man. You're mad
Your
because they can
RP
enjoy the
bullshit.
game without needing Square Enix, and you are dependent on Essie's cock for enjoyment of this game.
Oh, shots fired.
No, you're dependent on a boner to play this game. I mean, honestly.
Hey, I just made the cock joke. What are you doing, man?
If you're RPing, you're ERPing. Let's come on. Let's just be honest.
No.
If you're RPing, you're also ERPing, which means you're getting boners out of it, and that's why you do it.
Stereotypes are lovely, aren't they?
Yes, they are, of course.
Okay, for starters,
I'm just making one individual out there very, very upset. Is what I'm doing at this point.
Look, if you don't like having your e-dick e-sucked, then I don't know what to tell you.
I don't, which is why I have nothing to do in this game right now. It's kind of sad. If I wish I did like getting my e-dick e-sucked, because I'd have something to do. I'd be overflowing with e-pussy. You have no idea. I'm a Nero goddamn Grigori. Okay, I'd have so much. I'd be up to my eyeballs in e-pussy if that was something that I valued, but it's not. So I don't.
Someone
I have nothing to do.
Himself. I'd be overflowing with e-pussy because I'm a Nero Kagori.
Yeah, well, he doesn't even care about, and he still has to talk himself up for it.
Let's just be honest. That's true. That's true. Anyway, welcome to the show. If you'd like to give us a call and tell us what you're doing while we sit here and wait for patch 3.1, we invite you to do so. Send a Skype message over to Limit Break Radio or give us a call 810-515-8715 if you'd like to give us a call. And we hope that you would. But we've got some other stuff that we've got to talk about. We have a couple
Important
of events.
Things.
We have a couple of events that are coming up.
Do you want to use your production for news?
No, I'm definitely not. No, I didn't even load it up today. I definitely didn't even load it up today because that's not news. Hairstyles aren't fucking news.
Essie doesn't even deserve the joke anymore.
No, it doesn't. It's like they're playing a joke on us. It wouldn't even be funny. We would just be repeating their joke at this point.
We would be the punchline.
Fucking assholes. Yeah, there are new hairstyles coming. I hope that you got a good look at the stupid looking afro. God, does that look dumb.
That was bad.
It's pretty good. I like it.
Oh, you would.
Oh.
It could serve to be a little bit bigger though.
I hope head equips like hats like equip on top of it, at the very tip top, like off at a jaunty angle. That would be the only kind of redeeming factor.
Saj was over the top.
I like that one weird thing that had the puff coming out from the forehead type thing.
I don't know. All those hairstyles.
I wanted that one to win.
When's the flock of seagulls coming back?
I'm surprised we didn't have a mullet.
Nero would get a mullet immediately.
I'd rock a mullet. I'd rock a mullet. I have the closest thing to a mullet that you can have, I think. I mean,
there's gonna be someone out there who's like, no. You can hairstyle 16D is a little bit closer.
Probably.
Oh my gosh.
Who cares? Anyway, so we've got a couple of events that we want to remind you of. If you live in the Detroit metro area, or if you travel in for Youmacon, or if you're just looking for something to do on a random weekend in the first weekend
in November?
Yeah, the first weekend of November.
It's the last weekend of October, first weekend of November.
Yeah, so if you're looking for something to do and you want to come hang out with the LBR crew, you can, of course, attend Youmacon. And these assholes have set up a panel where they think they're going to roast me.
Oh, we're gonna.
No, we are roasting you. That's the panel is titled "The Roast of a Nero Grigori."
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that you're actually gonna roast. Your jokes have to land for it to be a roast. I mean, you can get a bunch of people in a room and set up microphones, but that doesn't necessarily make it a roast. Your jokes have to make it a roast, motherfucker.
Well, don't you worry. It is going to be a roast. We're even beginning to secure some guest roasters who are going to come out and tell you exactly what they think of you.
Okay, all right. Interesting. Escalia's putting together a dais. That's what it's called again.
A dais?
A dais.
I don't know what that is.
That's what the lineup for a roast is called. It's called a dais.
It's a Deus Ex fuck you know.
No, it's not even spelled like that. Oh my god. You guys are dumb. I'm really worried about this roast. I really am.
Okay,
it's gonna be worse than
even if all the guest hosts suck ass, at least you'll have Kahlo to fill in the gaps.
Yes, Kahlo is of course emceeing.
Because so many of his jokes were landing last episode. That really inspired a whole lot of confidence in me.
I was really nervous about my decision there on him emceeing after I felt really good about it going into last week, and then coming out of it, I was just talking to Jux after you want to do this or something?
Yeah.
I can land I'm like a sniper. I can get that one hit that really matters, but I can't get get more than one.
Yeah, but you're also like the special ed guest that every roast has, sort of like Mike Tyson or
Andy, red-haired guy.
Yeah, well, Andy Dick he's a legitimate comedian, but I mean, like every once in a while, like William Shatner.
Oh yeah, someone who has no business really being in a roast. But you're like, hey, I know that guy. I'll watch him talk.
Yeah, as long as you land 2 of them, you'll be fine, Juxta. The expectations have been set so low for you that I think you'll be all right.
Man, I'm like, Nero, do you want to MC this?
Right? I feel like
I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be feeling like complimented or insulted.
I'm warmed up.
I guarantee you, not complimented.
I'm warmed up for the roast. I'm ready for the roast.
The moment you heard about it, you spent like 3 nights up just writing jokes at our expense.
I have material. I get to have the last say.
You do. As the roaster. As the roastee.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But you all out there, if you want to be part of the roast, you can be. But what I need you to do is I need you to record yourself making your jokes and telling us exactly what you think of a Nero and send them to us, because I'm going to compile them into a video and the fans are going to be one of the guest roasters. So I need you all to go ahead and get your video together of you roasting a Nero and send it out to us. You can send it to hosts@limitbreakradio.com.
Or limitbreakradio@gmail.com. Sometimes our inbox can be weird about attachment size.
Gmail would be better then?
Gmail might be better. Yeah.
Limitbreakradio@gmail.com. Go ahead, get those videos recorded and send them out to us.
Yeah. You can also use something like Dropbox, or you can make it an unlisted video on YouTube.
Send us the link, however you want to do it.
Those are all options too. So, but if you'd like to join us, that's going down on Saturday night.
Sunday morning.
At 1:30 in the morning.
And it runs until 1:30 in the morning.
Because that's daylight savings time day. So
they gave us the most confusing possible arrangement you could ask for.
So which 1:30 do I show up at? Does it? Oh my God!
I like how our panel just lasts no amount of time.
No, yes,
it lasts infinitely and no amount of time.
We are the alpha and the omega.
We are.
Yes. So definitely join us for that. That's going to be a seriously good time, and for sure. So let's see what else.
Extra Life.
Yes, we do have Extra Life going. So
first time we've participated in Extra Life in quite a bit. It's been a while since we've done a whole lot for Extra Life. What we're going to be doing is Nika has already set it up. And Juxta, you have already gotten yours set up as well, right?
Yep. I'm actually donating to the the Flint Hurley Medical Center, and it's basically, the reason I chose that one is because my brother-in-law works there. So if you're doing Extra Life and you don't have a hospital that you want to donate to, please consider donating to that one. It's under Michigan, the Flint Hurley Medical Center. Thank you very much.
And of course, I mean, any cause that you donate to through Extra Life is an amazing cause. It's going to help children. I mean, we did it one year for Texas Children's Hospital. It's going to help hospitals and help causes like that. So you can check us out at Extra Life's page. There is a Team Limit Break Radio going on. If you guys are going to be participating in Extra Life, feel free to jump on with our team or make your own team and just try to contribute any way that you can.
Even if you don't join us or join my hospital or whatever, just do what you can to raise money for the kids and stuff, because obviously it's a great cause, and they really need that money, and it's fun for everyone involved because you get to play video games for 24 hours and people get to help their favorite charity and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, what more could you want? Like, I get to sit around playing video games to help people. Like, getting to do that, like, this is the second time this year I'm going to get to do that. I'm pumped. I cannot wait. I'm excited that my next charity stream is well in the planning stages, and it's probably going to be either in February or March of this year.
Oh, yeah?
Yep, we're going to be doing to raise awareness on depression and other mental disorders. We're going to be raising money for that. We don't have a charity picked out yet, though.
Well, that's great.
But we're working on it, and so that's so Extra Life. That's going to be going the weekend after Youmacon, second weekend in November. So that's going to be a crazy couple weeks for us.
Yeah, we're probably going to have
definitely a busy couple of weeks. Yeah,
a bunch of anyone who's going to do it is probably going to stream on their own own channel, but then like the LBR stream might like do like a multi-Twitch so everyone could watch at the same time.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah. I feel like we'll always have at least someone on the main channel, but
Our plan is to,
if we're doing multiple stuff, I mean, we do each have our own separate Twitch accounts that we stream under. Well, I mean, we don't use them, but we all have them. So.
We all have them because that's our screen name. And
right. Yeah, it'll start to take shape the closer we get to it. It's kind of, I don't know. It's
once we flesh it out.
Yeah. It's dude, revisiting Extra Life is so difficult for me just because the 09 my experience in 09 was so nightmarish that it's really hard for me to even.
This is it. You're facing your demons, man. You're getting back on that horse finally.
I know.
We all know you like to get on horses.
You're funny. But yeah. So join us for a good cause. Extra Life 2015. And stay tuned. More information will be at our website, limitbreakradio.com. So over the last week or so, those of you who pay attention to our blog over at limitbreakradio.com/blog have noticed a couple of extra postings. Anyone who's also subbed to the podcast on iTunes or any other podcast platform has noticed a bunch of extra content. We had been talking about this for the last couple of shows. Juxta, you and I sat down along with Kahlo to listen to a whole bunch of old LBR clips from the 11 days, and so that finally came out as a podcast.
Yes, I listened to that actually.
It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun, but I'm going to be honest, it's kind of hard to listen to because it was not done in traditional podcast format.
No.
It was done over Twitch.
Which I explain at the beginning.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just like, I'm not even going to bother editing some of the more retarded shit out of here because, like, there's no point.
And you know what? Actually, I have an issue with that because at the start of that, you go through a whole bunch of production that you made.
Yeah.
And I never got a host intro thing for the FF11 days.
That's not true. You had
no,
simply
that doesn't count as an LBR host.
Oh,
I never once heard myself as a host in that little spiel of production that you put up there.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, fuck you.
There are episodes where it exists. I mean, it's not like we left you off of the title sequence completely, but like it was like it is now. It's variable. Like it depends on who shows up. Like, you know, Nika and Kahlo won't be on this intro when it gets put out as a podcast.
Right.
So just like...
Okay, but my issue is that I'm not like in there at all, except for simply Juxta.
Well, yeah, so...
Hey, Juxta.
So
neither am I.
That's a problem. Well, that's because you weren't a host back then.
Just saying.
Yeah,
technically, well, he was a network host, so he was technically a host for like
barely
a few episodes.
That's a big technicality.
Yeah.
That's like having a red flag on the
even bigger. It's an even bigger technicality than having you.
What
as
did
a
you
host.
just say?
What?
What was that?
I said that was a bigger technicality than a red flag on play of icing.
Oh God.
Sports ball.
Yeah, don't.
I know.
Don't.
I'm just letting it go.
Don't
no,
engage
I'm letting it go.
Yeah. Why did you?
I'm sorry.
You brought
it
it
made
to
my brain hurt a bit.
I know. I'm sure it did. It's what he's trying to do.
I know.
Anyway,
and I bit into it.
Yeah. You took that bait.
You're not very smart.
No. Anyway,
no,
if you'd like
I show
to know
up here every week, I'm not.
If you would like to know a lot more about Limit Break Radio's history, but you don't have the time or the patience to sit through a whole bunch of 11 content that you don't really care about, and I don't blame you. Well, we just kind of bottom lined it for you in this show. So go check that out. That's available over at limitbreakradio.com, as well as parts 1 and 2 of my interview with Ultima Final Fantasy, which is another podcast, a great podcast. You should go check that out. And we get really deep into the history of Limit Break Radio, and you know, if you were an old school listener and you ever had questions like why did the 11 version of the show end and never get a final episode where we said goodbye.
It's all on there.
Yes. Why did we switch hosts around so much? What was involved with our transition both onto and then off of Gamer Escape? All of that. We get kind of deep into all of that on parts 1 and 2.
There's actually a couple of call outs on there as well.
A little bit, yeah. There's definitely some.
There's some good stuff on there that you should. That I'm sure you don't know about, because there's stuff that I didn't know about or that I had forgotten. So.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Like what? I'm kind of curious. Like what?
Oh gosh, I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but I'll give you this. Anir was really good at talking, and when he started talking about like going deep into like the hosts and stuff, the co-hosts. His praise for me, it's good.
There it is.
It's a good thing that
there it is.
It brought a tear to my eye.
I'll bet it did.
God.
He's very good.
I also
How far away could you see that one coming?
I know.
'Cause that was like
it also probably made you dribble a few drops of cum in your pants, didn't it? Right?
he's hard right now.
It was a full mask.
Can we be done now?
No, there's a whole reason why I'm explaining this and why I'm encouraging you to check out those episodes, because in our downtime while we wait for 3.1 and ostensibly sit around with no news to talk about and not a whole lot to do, it's contingent on us to kind of figure out what to do and to have some fun. So we're gonna have some fun next week, and we're gonna play a game with you guys, and it's really important that you guys tune in and that you guys call in and be an active participant, because we're gonna be giving away prizes. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna play a game called Stump the Crew, and what you're gonna do is you're going to call up Limit Break Radio with trivia about either Limit Break Radio as a podcast or about FF14 trivia, either or. And if you stump us, then you win a prize. It's as simple as that. It's a pretty easy game.
And if you start asking us things like how much strength does such and such have at level 20,
we're not.
Fuck you.
Yeah,
this is like trivia.
This is like general lore stuff that everyone should know. So here's a couple of rules. Like we're gonna place a couple of stipulations on this. All right. If you call with LBR trivia, that's some shit that we just should know because we lived it, right? Like,
but we won't know. It was a long time.
I know. Ago. Yeah, that's the thing is that there is a lot of opportunities for you to win on the LBR trivia because even though we lived it, there's a lot of shit that we just don't remember.
There's like lots of stuff we went through, so we won't remember like a lot of the stuff that we talked about on the podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
If you want to like aim to win, I'd go for LBR versus FF14.
Yeah, FF14 trivia is going to be, I think, a lot easier.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I have to give a caveat. And there's different prizes for the route that you go. We're incentivizing different paths of progression. How about that, Square Enix? How about that, Square Enix? Look at how it's done. That's how it's done.
The motivation emerges.
Anyway, so...
No, all credit to where credit is due. Aniro always puts forth an idea or an example or a line of thinking. He doesn't just complain about stuff. He always makes
he's practicing what he preaches. There's something to be said for that.
I try to.
He makes criticism, then he addresses it.
And I make suggestions.
So
I mean,
trivia about podcasts.
Yeah, right. Okay.
I think your dicks are good.
Yeah, right. So anyway, all right. So if you stump us with LBR trivia, which again we should know, you only got to get one by us. If you stump us with one question, you win. And I'm sure you're asking, well, what are we playing for? What are we winning here? Well, I'm going to show you guys. I have to bring the webcam up to show you guys.
This isn't Final Encounter Cast. What are you doing?
I know. Breaking the fourth wall.
The continuity.
It's a radio show. It's being destroyed.
I know.
Whatever happened to the purity of radio?
Let's see here. All right. So we will go ahead.
You
and
always
bring up
scare
the
me when you
webcam.
fiddle with OBS during
There
the
we
show.
go. I know.
You
It's
scare
always
the shit out
it's
of me.
always terrifying. Here, I'll
Don't worry. Nero said before the show that he thinks his computer problems are all figured out.
Oh,
so.
why would you say that? Why would you ever say that?
Because I've got 2 weeks left on the warranty for these parts, and if they're gonna go, I need to jinx them now, and they need to go now. That's why I'm trying to hurry the process.
You've got 13 days until it blows up.
Okay, so everyone knows that as a part of our Patreon package, we've been giving away these cool things, these little things here, these path tag keychains. Well, we've actually had a good store of these for a while. Juxta, you were the one who actually ordered these.
Yeah.
But this is a classic style here. I will get this nice and close. It's going to be all fucking blurry here. Let's see if I can...
Get close.
Yeah.
Get closer.
There we go. Let's see if we can get it in focus.
Ooh, that's real close.
Yeah, that's
Start
not looking.
breathing on
That's
me.
not looking great.
What?
What's going
There
on?
we go. There we go. There. See how it's? Look at that. Look at that. It's classic LBR logo.
It's got a whole bunch of stuff on there.
It's got a whole bunch of cool stuff. It's got
my Red Mage hat.
It's got a great sword that I never actually got. It's got our old school logo.
It's got a staff on there for sale.
A staff for sale. A ninja blade for some reason. I don't understand
That's
why.
a Hagen for Anika.
Oh, is it? And then who? And then there's Knuckles. I don't know why there are Knuckles.
Oh, we don't talk about that person.
Oh, okay. All right. That's why. All right. So bye-bye webcam. But that's what you're going to be playing for. If you call up and stump us with LBR trivia, we're going to send you one of these. And we've got tons of them.
We got like 40 some of these.
Yeah, we've got literally, seriously, we've got a ton of them. So we need to give a bunch of these away. So get real nerdy with it. Scrub up on your LBR history and try to stump us with LBR trivia for a super cool keychain, because we got to get rid of some of these. And then so that's kind of the cool part. So you only got to stump us once, and then if you decide to go the FF14 trivia route, there's a couple of caveats.
This is hard mode, buddy.
Because there's a lot. There's like, first of all, there's 5 people in the room,
right?
So between the 5 of us, basically you're gonna have to get best 2 out of 3. At least.
At least.
And
depending on the prizes, I might demand more.
Juxta was trying to pass off that you should have to stump each one of the hosts individually.
Oh, that's brutal.
Five opportunities. Five different trivia questions, and you have to win the majority of them. So you got to win
3 out of 5.
3 out of 5. Yeah, that's what that I think that was Juxta's suggestion.
I kind of like that
earlier. Depending on the prize.
On the prize, because Nero was suggesting some pretty high class prizes.
Yeah. Well, we've got. Well, we don't want to give it away. We're not going to give away what the FF14 themed prizes are going to be.
But that's
you're saying
your hint.
But you're saying it might be a car.
But they're
shut up.
But they're FF14 themed. Yes, it's not just gonna be a fucking shitty keychain.
A Choco car.
That chicane is amazing.
Chicane. Wow,
that's what they are now.
Yeah. No, those chicanes are pretty good. I'll give you that.
I think your chicanes are good.
But no, we're not going to just give away some keychain. It's going to be an actual piece of 14 swag that you're going to give a shit about. But you got to tune in next Sunday to find out what is at stake and what you can win. So get your FF14 trivia questions, get your LBR trivia questions ready. And the thing is you can only pick one. You can only pick one. You can only pick one path. You can't fail on your LBR trivia question and then go, oh, but I have some FF14 trivia that I want to try to slide by you. No. You're done. You're done,
Claude.
Yeah. So you got to pick. I know it's a tough choice, guys, but that's what we're going to be doing on the next episode of Limit Break Radio. We hope that you'll tune in and join us for that. It's going to be super fun, and hopefully you guys will make it a lot of fun. So that's.
I foresee giving away a lot of keychains.
Yeah, that's
LBR normal mode.
Yeah, we've got a significant blind spot there. I mean,
obviously we've lived it, yes.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of shit that I forget a lot.
Oh, I know. I know, I do too. And people, like, the thing is that people in the chat that have been listeners for a long time, Ryoko, Skuro, they correct us on a lot, but then they misremember about stuff too. That's why I kind of figure it would be a fun challenge.
Yeah, it will be, but you're right. Like, even though you live it, you forget it quickly.
Yeah.
Like, people will make jokes about stuff I used to do in my stream like 6 months ago that I've completely forgotten.
Exactly.
Like, oh yeah, I did that for a while.
Yeah, it's the exact same thing.
I tried to black out taking off my clothes on stream.
10 years
Dark times.
10 years of doing a successful podcast, like if we struggled for 10 years and nobody listened to this and we were the only ones who gave a shit about it, I'm sure we would remember everything. But like it just becomes a fucking blur and people remember the weirdest stuff, man.
Okay, now let's make another stipulation or whatever.
Okay.
Is this just on the podcast, or is this LBR lore? So it could include things like Kawar from the forums.
Oh yeah. What do you think? I think it should.
I think if it's tangentially related to LBR, it should count.
Yeah. Forum stuff counts. Sure.
Okay. Even though you can't really dig that up to like verify it.
Hang on. That's true though. We should relegate it to only stuff that took place on the podcast because you're right. The forum is gone.
Yeah. Okay.
But now these LBR questions, we all get to try to answer them, right? It's not where they're singling one of us out to try to answer the question.
Right. Exactly. Right. Yeah. We get to
converse as a team.
Yeah.
So it's good because they would literally just start asking me, and I wasn't around for them. So that would be hard.
Oh yeah. It's true. I forget.
Yeah.
I was on one episode, so that would be tough.
That's
I went back and tried to listen to your guys' first 2 episodes.
Gosh, we had him on classic LBR.
42.
Yeah.
Were we that? He remembers the episode.
It's so cute.
My first time on podcasting. Honey. I'm not going to forget it.
That's so cute.
Oh, honey.
Remember that loser was on our show?
Yeah, the joke's on us now. Now we have him on full time.
Yeah, right.
That one bit you in the ass, didn't it?
It sure did. Anyway, so yeah,
now I'm really excited about this.
I know it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be super fun, and I hope that people come with really good questions, man. I mean, because it's fun reminiscing. It was super fun doing the couple of hours that we did.
It was.
Just on Twitch, hanging out and listening to old clips, and we hope that you guys enjoyed that show. It was just it was super fun. So let's get into the show here today. Again, not a whole lot to talk about. New hairstyles. That's it.
Yay!
The afro looks so dumb.
I like the afro. It's something different, okay?
It looks dumb.
Look at the fucking male one. That's like another one we already have. That's stupid.
I know. A lot of these, I feel like they're just not. I don't know. They're not that different. Hasn't been changing that much.
At least I can appreciate the afros because, like, if I see someone walking around with it, like, oh, that's the new hairstyle. Versus the other twos, I'm like, that's just something we already have.
I guess there is something to be said for it looking different. I don't know if that's necessarily good. Like pink, sparkly. Never mind. I wear that.
Are you burning yourself now?
No.
Are you putting me and Anir out of a job?
Well, it's like Anir can't burn me too much today because if he does, I go quiet and he doesn't have Callow here to talk to today.
You think that's going to stop him?
I'm just trying to fill the gap a little bit here. I'm trying, Callow's gone. Those are some big shoes to fill. I'm trying to burn myself a bit. I'd make a nose joke, but I don't got one right now.
Have you seen the size of Callow? His shoes are tiny. He's
true.
Like a little child.
Especially since he switched to Lalafell. He seems very comfortable as a Lalafell.
A little too comfortable.
Yeah, he has.
As do you, which is like, why are you still...
Well, he should be comfortable. He was a Taru forever.
Yeah. I mean, I get. I sort of understand, but I mean, like, God.
Did we have anyone more vocally disparaging of the Taru and the Lalafell than Callow?
No, and I like how he pushes it off on Fairbear too. He just pushes the whole thing off on Fairbear.
How convenient!
Yeah,
right. She's not ready to PvP, so I can't change back.
Yeah,
because you've always so cared about what other people think.
What a convenient excuse.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't want to change to Lalafell, but it was that or Femro.
Yeah.
And the fans voted for it. Yeah. Okay, that seems.
I just noticed Callow's a really big racist. To everybody.
Yeah, kind of.
So anyone not named Callow?
Yeah.
Actually, as I think about it.
What's up with that?
I think they have a word for that. It's called narcissism.
Kahlo? No.
Yeah, I think he might be a little narcissistic. No.
What would give you that impression?
I was sitting here, I was talking it out, and it just kind of settled into my mind. Like, maybe he is.
In other news, that awful person from Linsa Laments is no longer a Mikote.
You were so right. There's just some things maybe you just don't bring up. Maybe you just let that one go.
Did anyone die this way? Wait, we don't have Nika here, so we can't have our obituary report.
That's on Final Encounter Cast. Don't mix the two jokes.
I'm sorry. I know. Speaking of, we have another show that is it's a general gaming talk show, and it's available for download over at finalencountercast.com. We hope that you'll go check that out. We just did a show a couple of weeks ago that dealt heavily with Metal Gear Solid 5 and Konami and the scuttlebutt surrounding that, and we teased an interview, a special guest that we're going to be having on the program at the very end of that show, and things are progressing and moving forward.
I would say so.
So stay tuned for more. I don't want to say too much. I don't want to promise too much until like we have it in the can, ready to go.
Because it'll be the thing where we lose the audio, and then we hate ourselves forever.
Exactly. But it's progressing. People are talking to people. And we've got something pinned down and set up for this upcoming week, and so we're
gonna talk about like this, and you're gonna wonder what we're talking about.
They won't know.
Yeah, nobody knows already.
Nobody knows when you use a silly voice. But yeah, definitely be excited for that, and check out that over at finalencountercast.com. All right. So with a lack of stuff to talk about, let's listen to some tunes.
Yes.
Limit breaking music.
I can handle that.
Limit breaking music is a popular segment that we've done a couple times now.
Do we have a segment more requested than limit breaking music?
No, I don't
think we do.
I don't think we do.
I think this one gets asked for way more.
Yeah. We tons of people always ask for limit breaking music, so we figured in the downtime that's a fun thing to do. So we're gonna listen to some music here, and we've done this now a couple of times before, where we highlight some of the musical talents, remix talents that exist out in the FF14 community. And since the last time we did this, we had mentioned that there was not much Heavensward in terms of Heavensward remixes, and that call has been answered.
Do you feel like maybe like they heard us say something?
I think they did.
I think maybe like one or two people of the 25,000 people that listen may have spread the word.
I definitely struck a nerve because the Benjamin Anthony James has answered that call, as well as Husky by the Geek.
Oh wow, he even titled it "Fuck You and Nero." That is specific.
Yeah. And then who else doing one? Merciless doing a new one as well. That's super exciting. We're not going to actually check any of those out. We're going to hold those back, and we want to do an entire episode of just Heavensward remixes. So we have some of these that have been lying around for a little bit that we're going to share with you today. And a lot of times the music that we tend to share is a little bit more rockin', a little bit more, upbeat, hardcore. But this is we're kind of in a downtime. We're in a lull. We're just
you're gonna put me to sleep.
We're kind of hanging out and
we just gotta chill a little bit.
Yeah, we're just gonna chill. So we're gonna start off with this track from MCN. This is another track from that Mysterious Life in Eorzea record that I still cannot seem to dig up any information on.
I feel like we have ruined people's lives with this group because everyone just wants more of it and they can't find it anywhere. And people are just like, "You've ruined my life."
But again, a shout out to Esha, the channel on YouTube that has salvaged a lot of these tracks. But this one from a group called MCN. This is a remix of the Ul'dah theme, and it's titled "End of Dream, Hope of Lights." like I said, it's kind of chill.
Really metal.
Well, if there's any of the main city themes that are going to, I think, would contribute really well to this kind of slower, relaxed pace, it would be Old Oz. Ooh, that was nice.
Yeah, this is about as rocking as we're gonna get here today, guys.
But still, it fits in really nice.
Oh yeah,
right there.
no, it's a great touch.
Yeah.
It's a really nice touch. I mean, that electric guitar is just
I really love those drums.
It's a good lead. Yeah, the drums are really crisp
Really
on that too. Yeah.
This part's amazing.
Yeah, this nice little breakdown right here.
Yeah.
It just the tempo change up. I really like change ups. I don't like things that repeat.
Right.
And yeah, this has got a lot of really nice change ups. The lead is really good on it. Yeah, it's just a nice.
It is really cool because that Old Oz theme is so constant throughout.
Yeah.
It's like it never in the Old Oz music does it ever really change pace or tempo.
Yeah.
And so it's really cool to hear him do it here.
Yeah.
Percussion's amazing. So good.
Yeah.
I think people really underappreciate drummers, especially in music like this.
Do you happen to be a drummer, Ascalia?
No.
Oh.
I can't play any instrument.
Okay. All right. That just sounds like the opinion of a drummer. That's all I'm gonna say.
Fair enough, but no, I good percussion adds a lot to.
That's true.
Especially to a track like this.
Yeah, you're right. It is really nice and crisp and just like it stands out, man. This is a well engineered track.
Yeah,
really
definitely.
very well put together.
It's a very good ride.
What a great build there.
Yeah,
I mean, that's such a good. I mean, you're right. Good percussion does kind of make or break. That was a great fill and a great build.
It was just satisfying to get that where it picks back up with the guitar finally. You're like, yeah, there it is.
I like it.
It's amazing how many of these tracks that we listen to on Limit Breaking Music where we just think, I'd be okay if this is the actual music.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, totally.
And that's not a knock at Soken. That's
No,
just like
not
saying,
at all.
like, people are taking his work and doing such cool things with it.
That's what I've always really appreciated about remix music of all kinds. I mean, going right down to pop music,
Sure.
a remix of pop songs. And I just, I love hearing somebody else's interpretation of a theme that we hear all the time.
11 was great about it too.
Yeah. 11 had some great remix talent. That's, and they're still active.
Star Onions remade one of my favorite CDs ever.
Well, yeah, the Star Onions aren't active, but I mean, like, DJ Play School still doing remixes for 14. We featured his music on one of the last episodes. Luso, who now goes by Pheromone, he still produces FF14 remix music. He produced the Golden Saucer theme that opens up the show.
Right.
So, yeah, it's, I mean, just wonderful talent that still exists in the community. But that was from MCN. called End of Dream, Hope of Lights. You can find that on YouTube or at link as a link at our website at limitbreakradio.com. So great stuff there. And again, good on Esha, this one random YouTube channel to find all this stuff and keep it and squirrel it away and make sure that it's still around for us to enjoy. We'll move on to our next song here. This is from a dude on SoundCloud named Shuichi, who did a remix of The Path. Now, Shuichi's not really a remix artist. He's sort of a house composer. Mostly does house tunes, stuff like that. But he's actually done two FF14 remixes. One of I don't know where the other one is. This one is of The Path, and this is Shuichi's Deep House Mix. Yeah.
Now, you said this guy does not normally do remixes.
He doesn't normally do remixes, but he produces house music. So, okay. I mean, it's a house remix of...
Sure.
Oh. Yeah, right?
You know, this is like when you're playing on stream and you kind of want just like something chill in the background to kind of keep you, on level. This is the sort of music I'd like to have in the background.
Right?
Oh, I love that synthesizer.
Yeah, the synth is good. The digi sax that he had there a minute ago is good. Yep. All of the stuff that he gets to lead the melody it's really good. It stands out too. I dig it. I really dig this remix.
I hear a lot of critiques like on things like this or like on techno or music like that where they say it's not really making music because you're just making it all on your computer, and it's like bullshit.
Oh yeah, no, a lot of that is really complicated. It's harder to do than you think.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
What is his remix of?
The Path?
What's that?
I'm trying to place where I've heard it in 14, the original.
Because it's that piano that's kind of getting buried behind the other instruments by now, yeah.
I keep thinking I'm going to hear a part of it where I'm just like, oh, that's where it's from. I'm having trouble placing it. It's a good reminder of how much music there is in 14.
There's a shitload. So I mean, just look at any of the soundtracks.
Oh, yeah. Do you remember when 1.0 came out and that soundtrack leaked early?
Yeah.
And even like the beta version of it, the soundtrack was like over 100 songs.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and good on Square Enix. They didn't do a cop-out move like they did with 11, where just some zones don't have music.
Oh, I hated that.
I hated dungeons. That. Especially in areas that you're spending fuckloads of time in, like the dunes. Why was there no music in the dunes?
PS2 limitations.
Oh, so dumb. Anyway, if you want to check him out, you can check it out, soundcloud.com/Shuichi. That's SHUICHI. We'll also have a link to his SoundCloud page and specifically that remix at our website, limitbreakradio.com, in the show notes portion of episode number 34.
I liked that song because it's not something I'm going to ever sit there like just rocking out to, but like I say, it serves like that house music kind of purpose where like I'd be fine with this just playing while I'm streaming.
Oh, totally.
I could just listen to this.
Yeah, like that's the thing. I don't particularly love techno or house or EDM, but sure. It's nice audio wallpaper sometimes.
It goes to show how music can serve a lot of different purposes.
Oh yeah. But I mean, like the thing is like I'm not interested in Like in techno, that's not a remix of something that I know.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like I
just bass techno.
Like that's kind of boring to me.
Okay.
It's only if it's referencing something like a piece of music that I know that I'm like into it. You know?
Yeah,
I grew up listening to a lot of trance, so I mean, I guess I am into techno, but I can see where you're coming from.
Well, no, but it comes from a place. I was also into trance and jungle, and I had turntable decks when I was 16, 17 years old. I mean, I was into I went to the first Demph, you know what I mean? Like, I was into the shit. I was into the culture. It's just like, I mean, in terms of personal taste now, I can't get into it on the level that I used to be able to.
That's cool.
So, same thing with punk rock. Like, I can't get into it on the same level that I used to be able to get into it. I can get into it nostalgically, but I can't, like, get into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Are we
Like,
just
genuinely.
old?
Maybe.
Are we just
I mean, I am. I know I am. But I think that's a thing that happens when you get older. But it's also just, I don't know. I move on. I move on from music. You know, like there's stuff that sticks with me. I listen to a lot of music, and there's stuff that really sticks with me and keeps going.
Sure.
But you know, like I've moved through musical genres, interest in musical genres like crazy. So
I think I'm the opposite. I like I'll listen to some of the same stuff I listened to a decade ago, just because like I don't take stuff out of what I listen to. I just add more to it.
Yeah, I was never into music at all ever. My music taste was.
I'm glad we have you here for this segment, then, Juxta.
It was confined to soundtracks and Disney movies.
You know, if I'm straight, I spent like the last 3 days listening to like Disney soundtracks. So yeah.
Okay, well, I can just sit here in judgment. That's fine.
You can go judge away.
I will.
You're good.
I will. All right, so this next track comes to us from a band that we've actually played on this segment before. Resolution, the band. You can check them out at soundcloud.com/resolution-the-band. And we hope that you do, because it seems like they had put out that Run Wild album, and that was really good. That was a whole bunch of redone FF11 music, and more recently they had done one or two tracks from FF14, and he's actually either the person or the band or whoever is behind the SoundCloud page is still continuing to work on stuff for FF14, and we're going to actually play a piece that he has in progress. And Resolution is kind of known for having a bit of a garage band style, and which I really liked. I really dug that about them. But this is actually playing with a bit more of like a cinematic composition style that I think is really interesting and very cool in its own right. So here we have from Resolution, the band, Ishgard, in progress.
Is that a flute?
Yeah, I think it is.
Oh, that is awesome.
Yeah.
That was another thing where I loved listening to the Star Onions. The use of the flute was always amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
And it's slowed down too. Like it's just slowed down a hair. I love it.
Yeah. It was already a pretty slow song to begin with.
It was.
Yeah.
It was. But I mean, like this even just like slows it down just even more.
Yeah. That's so cool.
This is... I just love the drums that he had.
Yeah,
here.
the hand drums.
Yeah.
Oh. It's amazing how creative people get about finding ways to make those smaller, lesser known sounds in the music.
Yeah, you know, this almost has like an Alzabi feel to it.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Alzabi, Aragon, Whitegate.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
When's Besieged?
I don't think there's been a Besieged in like 3 years.
I love this cinematic style. I do. For his Resolution, for as much as I love your band stuff, this is equally just as good.
Yeah.
I can't. I mean, for the fact that this is still in progress, this is, to me, this would be complete. I would put this out if I'm impressed. I'm just so fucking impressed.
If I could create something this good sounding, yeah, it'd be out immediately.
Dude.
What could you add to it?
Yeah, that makes me think, what is he still working on exactly?
I don't know.
Putting vocals over it? Oh, those drums.
Yeah, make sure you check them out at soundcloud.com/resolution-the-band. Worth checking out. And there's a couple of in progress tunes on there, and that was pretty long. That was almost 3 minutes worth of an in progress track. But he only gave us 1 minute of this, but it actually kind of gives you an idea of where he's going with this cinematic feel that he's playing around with. So this is his work on Diamond Dust. So check this out.
It's really.
Ooh, those big drums. I love those big drums, dude.
I'm so glad he left the vocals in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. It's like, we listen to a lot of good talent on here.
Yeah.
But this is, I think, one of the first times I've heard a song where I thought, I want a CD of this.
Yeah.
I do want, a full CD of this.
Oh, yeah.
I would put it on and play it all the time. And part of it might be that this is my favorite of the Primal themes.
Yeah. That's it. That's all we get. That's all we get. Oh,
it's such a cock tease.
Oh, God. I'm at half-mast.
Oh, Resolution, you jerk. I want more. It's so good.
SoundCloud.com/resolution-the-band. Go give them some follows. Seriously, right now. Go do it right now.
We'll wait.
Harass them. Make them release more of this work in progress shit. Because those came out about a month ago. And, boy, I am so impressed with those. And if those are works in progress, dude, really? Oh my God, so good.
He needs to get those done now.
Yeah, you can also check out more about his project with Final Fantasy XI at runwildalbum.com, where you can pick up the album, of course, Run Wild, but you can also find out more information. He's got a blog there. I don't know how up to date it is. I think the last entry was from back in April. Wow. But if you want to be, if you want to be updated on what he's doing with Resolution, and he is working on an album to celebrate the FF11, the finality of FF11. So that's some stuff he has in progress. I mean, it just seems like, dude, he's doing a ton of work, man. And go check him out and buy the Run Wild album. It's sweet. It's awesome. I bought it. When we played the track last time, I was like, I need to own this. I own so much of the other 14 or 11 stuff out there. That I went out and I bought it, and it was definitely worth it. Great record. Check it out.
It's amazing how much talent out in our community right now is doing something 11 related, given the game's final major patch coming next month.
Yeah, and I think that's pretty cool. Nobody else is really doing that sort of stuff. So check it out. Give it a shot. SoundCloud.com/. Resolution-the-band. All right, and here's the last track that we're going to check out from today. This comes from 0xFF, and they've done a lot of different remixes and covers. They're not remixes. They're sort of like, this is what Husky by the Geek does FF14 stuff where he sets up cameras and records, multiple instruments. He sort of does this, but it's like an acoustic version of that.
Cool.
And he does this with all kinds of video game music. He's got some, he's got a great selection up there. If you like music from Metal Gear Solid or Animal Crossing, Chrono Trigger, Star Fox, Bastion, Pokemon, tons of others. You should definitely check this guy out. You can find him at youtube.com/user/0000000FF, or you can just simply click the link at our website at limitbreakradio.com with this episode post. He hasn't made much in about a year or so, but he did do this wonderful acoustic version of Gridania in the daytime. So
how nice of him to make his name so easy to get to.
I know, right? What the fuck?
Dude, come on.
Between you and Exo Merciless with the 3 E's being 3, god damn, guys.
What would have been wrong with just 0xFF?
Seriously. All right, here's
taken.
Here's his arrangement of Gridania in the daytime.
It's just that's how many zeros you had to put in.
I mean, speaking of the Star Onions, this reminds me a lot of the Star Onions.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, it does. Just because it's instruments that you don't expect to hear for that song. It's like the first time you hear Kazam and you're like, well, I wouldn't have thought saxophone maybe, but
right, yeah. And all of his covers are kind of like this. If this is a sound that you're into, definitely check out his channel. It's great, and it fits the Gridania theme very well.
Yes,
this reminds me of Chrono Cross so much.
Right? Yes.
Another of those songs where, like, if you told me this is just what the Gridania music is and I saw the city, I'd be like, yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, that's legit.
I'm not... Part of this track almost sounds like it's taking themes from Windurst and mixing them with Gridania. And maybe that's just because that's how that song is. I don't know.
Maybe.
But like the ending of that little guitar bit there sounded like it was straight out of Windurst.
Huh.
Man, what a relaxing song.
Oh, I know, right? It's just a great version of it. It's so laid back.
I really want to be in a hammock in the sun and just sleep.
I like that, yeah.
Zero XFF. Make sure you check that out. Link at our website, limitbreakradio.com. And that's going to do it for Limit Breaking Music. Fun segment. I hope you guys found some new music to listen to. The next time we sit down and do Limit Breaking Music, we're definitely going to be featuring some awesome Heavensward stuff. Because, I mean, like I said, Benjamin Anthony James and Exo Merciless and Husky all getting into the fray since we called out all of these wonderfully talented people, and they've all jumped in with submissions, and boy, I can't wait to play some of those. I feel bad. I don't always want it to be the same names over and over and over again.
We can just feature Limit Breaking Music of Husky by the Geek every single time.
Right. Yeah, exactly. He's done so much good work. We could just sit around listening to Husky tracks for like an hour and a half, and then just be like, all right, that's it. We're gonna knock off now.
I don't think many people would complain either.
No, I don't think so. But you know what? We want to put a little bit more thought into it than that, and so we've got a lot of remixes between stuff that we've dug up on YouTube and SoundCloud and all of the other different remix sources out there. Definitely have a wide variety of remixes to get through, and so we'll be tackling some of these new Heavensward remixes on the next time we feature this segment. So
if you're out there and you do this sort of thing, you're on the clock, because next LB Music,
Yeah, because we already know that, like, we don't want to just feature Benjamin, Anthony James, and Husky by the Geek, so let's get some other names out there.
And definitely send us your stuff if you're a composer.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. If you'd like us to hear it, and if you want to get your shit played on Limit Breaking Music, we can make that happen.
And it better not suck.
We're not above some playola here at Limit Break Radio. No. So yeah, check that out. Of course, that's going to be. I don't know what episode that'll be on, but it'll be the next time we revisit this segment here on Limit Break Radio. So speaking of segments that we haven't revisited in a long fucking time.
Speaking of those segments, we have our first caller on the line.
Oh, okay, all right.
Our good friend Ryoku.
Hey, Ryoko, how's it going?
I know how Nika feels when it's like I'm just listening to you guys talk. I hear nothing of the music while you talk about it.
Yep. We don't
remember next time you're making fun of Nika. Remember, she does hard work on this show.
Yeah, she has to. I was thinking about that. I was like, she has to unmute the stream and like kind of listen to it for enough context to be able to comment on it, but not to compete with us. Yeah, it's kind of difficult. What's going on, Ryoko?
Not too much, just enjoy. I personally am enjoying the break between now and the next patch because it gives me ample time to work on other games I just have sitting in my pile that stare at me and tempt me to play them.
Yeah, but I mean, like, doesn't that kind of suck though? I mean, like, at the same time, doesn't it kind of piss you off every time you see the $12 hoovered from your bank account?
And not too bad because I mean, 4 months is maybe kind of annoying because of what we've been used to from during the 2.0 and whatnot. But I mean, compared to other MMOs, was like for like World of Warcraft, they go by 6-month cycles for their stuff, but they're making bigger raids with a lot more bosses.
But you realize that's what Square Enix is sort of building towards, right? Like it seems like at first it's a bunch of these small concessions, and then at some point, we're going to be getting content at 6 month intervals, and we're going to be fine with that and still shelling out $12. I don't know that I'd be okay with that. I don't know that it becomes worth my $12 at that point. Like that's the kind of thing that I'm kind of frustrated with, and that is bumming me out, is that it's like, at what point, like at what point do we, just sit back and accept their excuses for not having stuff on time and not hold them accountable, but yet still fork over your money? I can't be the only one that's feeling burnt out from this.
Well, like I said, it is like you can't please everyone all the time. Plus, on top of that is the fact that it's like as long as they bring out enough content that equivalents to the amount of development time they put into it, and most people, a good number of people, are content with that as long as the content's there and it has longevity to it.
Yeah, but that's the thing, is that the content doesn't have longevity to it, and it's built that way. And that's kind of my fucking problem, is that there's no reason to do any of the 2.0 content, but if they had structured it to where there was some incentive built into doing it, there would be shit to do. The people would be going back and helping other people with, turns of coil. Like,
oh yeah, that's a thing.
If monsters out of level 50 dungeons gave XP, people would be. That's the thing that's holding me up, dude. That's why I don't want to level another job seriously. Is because I'm like, they're gonna add XP to these level 50 dungeons in one patch, and then all of that work is gonna be it's gonna be so streamlined at that point. Why fucking bother? Just wait for it. Just fucking wait for it. And that's the thing, is that had they properly incentivized going back and doing old content, then this longer stretch would be forgivable. But they only have one patch of content that they're relying on, literally the expansion, and that's it. That's all the current content that they have. That's all the relevant content that they have. There's literally no reason for anyone to go back and do anything in Coil right now. None. You don't get poetics out of it. You might get a glamour piece out of it, maybe, that you didn't get before.
Yeah, if you didn't get it before.
If you're one of the 3 new jobs, yeah, there's a glamour piece in there for you, but that's only if you're one of the 3 new jobs, or have one of the 3 new jobs that wants one of those fucking pieces. That's supposed to be the incentive? Come on. I gotta believe that Square Enix is smarter than that, man. I gotta believe that they recognize that problem.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you at this. I mean, even though I personally you and I had this discussion like before the expansion. I was for having a easier like raid difficulty, but the story mode, Alexander, even threw me for a loop because I was expecting it to be harder, at least a little bit harder than that you need like at least a semi-competent like a static for it and not just a random pug.
That's the thing is that all of this content is built for between 4 and 8 players and accounting for 2 of them being completely functional retards. Like that's I think the thing that's frustrating is that it's so easy. You could have 2 of these motherfuckers fuck off for 90% of the fight and it doesn't matter.
It's still easy win.
It doesn't matter at all. That's how you can roulette stuff. That's supposed to be is that supposed to be the justification? Is that you're getting paired up with randos so often that it's got to be that easy? I don't think it does. And I'm with you, Ryoko. I expected it to be at least more of a challenge, and especially more of a challenge than we got straight out of the gate. I mean, the first 2 weeks, everyone was like, "Yeah, it's all," there was mixed opinions.
Easy, yeah.
But I was sitting here going, "No, imagine what this is going to be like once everyone has their ESO gear." It is what it is now. Yeah. This is exactly what the fuck I was talking about. You people sit around calling me Chicken Little and telling me that I'm fucking making things up to be to be worried about in this game. No, it's exactly what the fuck I said, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I personally like. There's no middle ground. It's either one extreme or the other.
Yeah.
And I really want there to be more of a middle, like something for the middle core that is like in between. It's like it's a little bit harder, but not as hard as the hardcore stuff. So it's more of an entice to get people that's like at the moment it's just only doing the story mode and is content with that, to be like, hey, here to actually try to get to the next step into raid and to get them more involved in the raiding scene.
Well, we talked about that last episode. Was the need for mid ground?
Yeah,
you can't have everything be impossibly difficult or piss easy. There's got to be something where it's like, how about just a little bit of challenge? How about I'm not guaranteed to win when I go in?
Exactly. And then for that stuff that is a crazy hard difficulty, you add super overpowered gear that drops out of it in an RNG fashion. Then you're putting RNG into the game in a pretty fair way,
in the appropriate way.
In an appropriate way, and properly incentivizing going back and redoing that content once you've gotten all your shit, because that's the big problem, is that people get their shit and then they move on and they find other shit to do, or they stop logging in.
Yeah,
stop paying.
Go hit their Steam library up.
Yeah, which Ryoko, you started the call off by saying that that's what you're primarily doing, and you're not even a hardcore endgame player. So that then people come back at you going, yeah, well, have you cleared? How much Savage have you cleared yet? That's not the fucking problem. That's not the fucking problem. The incentive is the problem. And the fact that there's nothing in the middle ground. It's at 2 extremes. There's no reason to do old content. These are all the problems that I fucking outlined before the patch hit and when the patch hit.
And let's point out, we're not saying we want gear that's in the mid ground. We want challenge that's in the mid ground, because it's different. Because forever that's what they do. They were doing 20 eye levels ahead, and then they would put out like the 190 gear in between.
Right. Yeah.
That's not what we're talking about, because that content to get the 190 gear was piss easy.
Yeah,
like we're talking about challenge that is in that mid.
Yeah.
Mid-area.
It's just I'm so bummed out on stuff to do in this game right now. And again, none of the old content is relevant. No one does it. They do it because they're bored. Because there's
nothing else to do,
or that one of their friends needs help. That's a bad reason. Like from a game design standpoint, that's a bad reason.
I was leveling Monk.
Bad motivation.
I was leveling Monk the other night and was waiting for her to do a dungeon with a friend. And they're like, yeah, I'll help you out since I do this Alexander 4. I'm like, all right. So they go in and I'm just like, doing quest and shit, waiting for them to get out. And they get out after like 35 minutes and they're like, well, we wiped a lot and then abandoned. I'm like, how did you lose in Alexander?
Oh, God.
How is that possible right now?
Thank you so much for the call, Ryoko. And please let us know what you're doing in your downtime waiting for patch 3.1. Give us a Skype message over at Limit Break Radio or give us a call at 810-515-8715. And obviously, Ryoko saying that he's playing other games. I'm playing other games.
Yeah, he's not alone.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing.
That's inexcusable to me to be like, okay, so what are you doing playing this game? Oh, well, I'm not playing this game. I'm playing other games. Like,
right.
why does everyone like say that's fine? Like, oh, the wait is all fine because now I have time to clear up my other games to play. It's like
it's not okay.
We host a podcast on this game, and we're playing other games.
Right? Yeah. I mean, we
who have more incentive than most.
I mean, we do. Well, let's be fair. We do have a podcast about other games as well.
Stop undermining my point.
But yeah,
we have that in podcast because we have to make sure we live.
You can find that at finalencountercast.com. Anyway, yeah. So
subtle.
So yeah, we're having a special interview, and it's gonna be awesome. Anyway, yeah. So I'm bummed out. I definitely am bummed out. And yeah, if you're bummed out, let us know. Give us a call 810-515-8715 or Limit Break Radio on Skype. But we've got an old segment here that we haven't revisited in a while. We've got some FM FFL.
Yes,
and yes. If you're like one of the newer listeners, maybe you came in at Salted Earth, and you don't know what the acronym FMFFL stands for. Well, I'll help you out. It stands for Fuck My Final Fantasy Life, and it also happens to also stand for Fuck My Fantasy Football Life.
Yes, it does.
Fuck them.
Which is stupid, and fantasy football is dumb, and so we need to take back that hashtag away from these fantasy football morons. So
I'll just be quiet.
Any instance of fail that you have, okay, that's fine. I don't give a shit what you do in your free time, Escalia. Just don't use FMFFL for fucking fantasy football shit. That's all I ask.
In that derogatory manner.
That's all I ask.
I think I can do that.
Okay, all right. I think that's fair. Anyway, so yeah, submit your tales of Final Fantasy fail with the hashtag FMFFL, and we'll pull it up from the depths of the internet and read it on the show. Like this one that came to us from @Lou Landry. After listening to the latest FEC episode, I have given Record Keeper another shot, and I am now hopelessly addicted. Hashtag FMFFL.
Record Keeper is pretty great.
Or this one from @CMBrutes1843. Bought Heaven's Ward. Didn't know you had to finish ARR story to use it. Spent 4 days grinding the story. Hashtag FMFFL. I'm an idiot. I don't know. Are you mad that you had to play the 2.0 story?
I
liked the 2.0
story. A good story.
You could have listened to any number of
people crying about that.
Yeah, forum posts, Facebook posts, the entire show that we did about it. I mean, like, it's
gating
not like
content.
It's like really not. That was a really well-known thing. So I have absolutely no pity for you, CM Brutes.
All right, we got JK underscore Sim 7447. He says, fucking RM Vale for yesterday's and today's low-level roulette. Hashtag 14, hashtag FF14, hashtag Foful.
That does suck.
RM Vale 2 great days in a row. That's rough.
Yeah, especially, not if like at least one of them isn't rough, you know what I mean? If one of them is like really smooth sailing, then that's fine. But like if you get 2 really shitty ones back to back,
yeah.
Oh, I can't even imagine. We've got another one here from @OtherSpencer. Healing Orem Vale. Paladin is 50, but using a level 30 weapon and shield. Chaos ensues. FMFFL plus side we cleared.
The plus side.
Oh, on the plus side. I get it. Plus side we cleared. Called MVP. White Mage had a DPS get mad because I was doing DPS on White Mage and healing us and helping us get through the trash much faster. Love Holy. Hashtag love Holy. Hashtag FMFFL.
Wait, you had a DPS who was getting mad at a healer for helping to DPS?
That sounds
There's no
dumb.
DPS in history who's done that.
Yeah.
I call bullshit.
Dumb.
I'm thrilled when my white mage helps
hold
DPS.
on.
Dumb fucking DPS.
DPS will get mad if the white mage starts doing more damage than the DPS.
That's not anger. That's loathing.
No, nevertheless.
Was it a Dragoon? Oh, thank God he doesn't say.
It's always a Dragoon.
It always is.
All right, we got at Dex Boost. Remember the day when I said I love the Alexander music? Yeah, fuck that. It hasn't left my mind. I'm going insane. Hashtag Fumful.
Oh, yeah.
From at Dex Boost. Nothing like running out of time on Expert Roulette because people couldn't avoid the glowing fucking panels. Hashtag salty. Hashtag Fumful.
Oh, Dex Boost. Sounds like you're having some trouble there, buddy.
Yeah.
From Frankooms? Like the majority of players, I haven't done Coil. So why do you expect people to know that mechanic in a Heaven's Word dungeon? Hashtag FMFFL. Trying to play Black Mage from the last boss. Lose all my buffs because the boss puts out too many AoEs. Hashtag FMFFL. Ouch.
It sounds like Frecooms and Dex Boost were in the same party.
They might have been.
Might have been.
Hey, Fatsuno!
Hey, there you go, Fatsuno.
Log in after 9 months away. Spent 3 million gil on buying gear to level in Heaven's Ward just to replace them on the first quest. Hashtag FMFFL.
Oh,
Fatsuno, come on.
You spent 3 million gil on gear? Really?
That sucks.
How?
Well, okay, to be fair, what else you could have spent it on?
Yeah, but how? What did you buy?
HQ?
Even still, how? Were you buying RP gear for low levels? That shit's expensive.
What is this, Juxta? This isn't an FMFFL. This is a Fapping the Realm.
I didn't.
You did put this together. You did put this together, you dumb shit.
I just copy and pasted it.
Oh my God.
All right.
I think we can. Hey, you know what? We haven't done Fapping the Realm in a while.
Well, but there's nothing to show. You didn't include any of the links to the pictures, so I can't actually display anything.
At the Rumide, big fan of women who take selfies by raising the phone above their cleavage. Much appreciated. Hashtag Fapping the Realm.
Yeah.
Hashtag
It's okay. I'll give him that.
Yeah,
that is a universal truth.
At Aldrich of Goblin, I have to say that the side boob in World of Darkness is phenomenal. Hashtag FF14. Hashtag Fapping the Realm. I'll assume referring to the final boss.
Yeah, that would be World of Darkness.
That'd be World of Darkness.
That would be, yeah. Cloud of Darkness.
Cloud of Darkness.
Good job. Nice.
All right, and
I was just saying, I don't think he means Cerberus' side boob. I don't think so.
Well,
he might.
You never know.
He might.
At Omni Gaming of Genova, calling in right now, he says.
What?
Hello?
He
Hello?
says.
What? What do you say?
Oh. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
we can hear
I'm
you.
sorry, Josh is putting you on the spot.
Yes, we can hear you.
I was originally calling because you were talking about asking us like what we're doing in the downtime, but
Yeah, let us know.
I guess not doing much other than raiding occasionally. But the one thing I don't know about you guys, but I'm excited for Yoshi's Woolly World coming out on Friday for Nintendo Wii. That's pretty exciting. But more importantly, I think what I'm most excited for is at the end of the month is Blade and Soul for NA. So that's a good one I'm looking out for.
Wake up!
Are you okay over there?
Nintendo is a good product still.
Yeah, you keep telling yourself that. Yeah.
Sorry, caller. You're talking to Juxta very specifically this call.
And Guild Wars 2 is also around.
Why is it okay? Why is it okay to be playing other games? Like it's not. To me, it's not okay to be have time to be playing other shit and still be paying for this one. That's my problem. Is that fine? If you want to take your time off, take your time off. But I should be able to take my fucking $12 and walk with it too. I mean, I just don't think that that's an okay thing to say. Like, oh yeah, it gives me an opportunity to play other games. Well, it's an MMO. It shouldn't.
Well, in this case, I agree with you, but that can also get subjective because you got guys who play like 70 hours a week, and it's not realistic for them to expect to be entertained 70 hours a week.
No, that's true. That's true. But I mean,
we're not at that point
we're
anymore.
not there. In this case, I agree with you completely.
That's the thing, though, is that I don't think I never really slammed down the Heaven's Word content. I mean, maybe the story in the first couple of days, everyone did, and then it's just there's nothing to fucking do. There's nothing to do. And I don't know how that's okay for another 4 fucking weeks. Like, I think that a delay would have been a little bit more acceptable between 3.1 and 3.2, because even when we get 3.1, I guarantee you guys it's going to feel underwhelming when we get it, because it's just going to be like a bridge patch until we get the next forward endgame progression at 3.2. That's the unfortunate truth there.
Well, yeah, and to be honest though, like I'm mentioning these games because these are the games that I actually want to play. Like, I'm interested in playing, not necessarily saying that these are games that I'm pulling from the back burner because I'm putting Final Fantasy back on the back burner because there's nothing to do.
Sure. And
as like from my perspective, I'm any other gamer that likes to play a lot of games, so I'm like a game hopper. I like to play whatever I think would be interesting, regardless of whether it's something I'm waiting for or if I'm just trying to, burn my time. Whatever interests me, if it's justified if you gain the fun that you're expecting by paying. At least that's what I think. And for the trivia, I guess, you guys, I have a few that I think you said you wanted 3.
Yeah, 3 from the 14.
Yeah, we're gonna do that on the next episode. We're not doing. Yeah, okay. It's not for today. It's not for today.
There's only 3 of us here.
Yeah, have it ready. Okay. Have it ready for the next episode. We were just kind of giving everyone the lowdown since it's a new game that we're playing.
Yeah, so that way people have time to get good trivia questions.
Yeah,
for us.
get their stuff together.
I'm trying to like rattle my brain like on the spot. Like, Jesus, oh man, this is quick.
Yeah, no. Yeah, you got time. Yeah, you guys
is available.
Yeah, you guys got an entire week to dig something out of there. So
I was going to get a good one too because I was going to pull out a Savage question since Nika's not there.
yeah.
That would work.
Yeah, it definitely it would work. But
you also might get the point for getting Nika to cuss at you.
So yeah, but yeah, I'm so like I just don't think that saying like playing like even with Metal Gear 5 out, a Metal Gear Solid 5, of course I knew I would be taking a break from FF14, but like
would you have taken a break if in the case that let's say there was current content right now that was just you're just mind-blowing and fun and Metal Gear happened to line up during that, would you like in that case would you take time to play
I was
Metal
prepared
Gear?
Let me answer that question. Yes, he would have.
I was prepared to be conflicted. I was prepared to be legitimately conflicted about where I spend my time between FF14 and MGS5, and the devs just totally answered that for me. They were just like, go ahead, go play, go have fun with your MGS5, like sort of like passive aggressively. They're just like, oh yeah, we know that there are great games that are coming out. You go have time, you go play those games. We'll just sit over here. We'll take a vacation. That's what we'll do. We'll take a vacation, and you'll get your new content in November. Like what? Like were they
Essie
mad?
Is the most passive aggressive girlfriend there's ever been.
Exactly right. Like, oh yeah, just go play your MGS5s and your Fallout 4s, and your fucking Yoshi's Woolly World, whatever the hell that is.
I love how our perception of Square Enix just like it changes, but it's always on a relationship level. Like in 11, they were the abusive spouse.
Oh, they absolutely
now they're
were.
a passive aggressive girfriend.
Yes, you're absolutely right. Yes, in FF11, they beat the dog shit out of their community. They beat the shit
knew we'd come back
out of their player base every single patch, and everyone came back for it again and again. and sit there and went, why am I doing this? Like there would be like you'd see these conversations in link shells where people would be legitimately conflicted. They'd be like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just spinning my camera in my fucking log house, and I don't know why I log into this game, but I still do. You don't have that in this game. People just don't bother to fucking log in anymore.
People, like, I'm spinning my camera on my mock house. I don't know what to do anymore. I hate this game. Instead, and then they'll be like, I'll be on tomorrow. They'll log out.
But for whatever reason in FF11, it was like that abusive relationship where you just kept going back for more, even though you'd log off with a bloody nose and with just like a swollen cheek.
Essie doesn't mean it.
Yeah, I know.
They love us.
They just
can't express it.
Exactly. They just it's because of the language barrier. They don't give us NA players any information because they just don't know how.
Translate.
Yeah, they don't know how to translate. They don't know how to communicate.
Oh my God.
And now, yeah, you're right, Escalia. They're totally the passive-aggressive girlfriend that's like, oh, okay, yeah, I see that you want to play your WoW expansions or your Guild Wars 2 expansion or your fucking, your Destiny patch or your goddamn Elder Scrolls Online patch. It's okay. It's okay. You go do that. We'll just be over here and we'll work on our little content and we'll have our own good time in November.
Yeah, we'll just be working on our patch. We'll be sitting here remembering when we made a commitment to each other. That was a great time. Do you remember making that commitment to each other?
Well, you will. Yeah, you will. You will remember making that commitment as we continue to suck $12 out of your bank account every single month. God, it is like it's just like a relationship. It is. It's so
from across the room.
So like a goddamn relationship.
Aniro sits here playing another game on his computer. He's got his little Heaven's Ward poster here in the background, just staring at him.
Right. Exactly.
Oh, I can't even look at you anymore. Enjoy the couch tonight, you little bitch. You're just like your dad.
That's why I can't. That's why I don't play anything else on the PC. I have to play on my consoles because I can't have the Heaven's Word promo looking at me with its judgmental eyes. Oh my god. Yes, but that's totally what it is. That's totally what it is. They're insecure about their content, so they're going to hold it back. Hopefully to improve it. Let's just say this. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt. Hopefully they're holding it back a little bit to improve it. But I don't know if history is any indication.
Maybe they're just slow in the bed.
Oh man,
honey, I've been going for 30 minutes. We're not getting there. Let's just stop.
Yeah, right. All right. Thanks for the call. Thanks very much. More people who are not playing FF14. I'd be curious. I'd be interested to hear from someone who's doubling down and playing more 14 now than at any time previously. I'd love to hear from someone with that perspective. If
the person doesn't exist.
If that person is someone who started the game at Heaven's Ward and is like still fresh into it.
Yeah, yeah. They're like, this is coming at a good pace. Yeah, this is fun.
Exactly. The people who started fresh, sure.
Maybe if Robert is out there listening, Robert could tell us, how satisfied he is with the content. Well, because he had just started not long after 3.0 had launched. So, we haven't heard from Robert in a little bit. I'm getting kind of worried about him. Getting a little concerned. He hasn't called 67 times during an episode recently.
He's called at least once.
The look
today?
on Juxta's face.
Oh, so he's still alive.
He's still alive.
Okay, good. All right. As long as he's just out there being Robert somewhere, I'm happy with that.
I think we'll always have a Robert.
Yes. Yeah. There can only ever be one Robert. Anyway, all right. So if you'd like to give us a call, if that is your perspective, if you're playing more FF14 now than ever, we'd love to hear from you. Give us a call at 810-515-8715, or give us a Skype call. Give us a Skype message on the Skype account Limit Break Radio. And that wraps it up for FMFFLs, and I guess if we worked Fapping the Realm in there too.
Fapping the Realm.
So
it was under the covers.
Yes. If you if you'd like to submit some of your stories of Final Fantasy fail, share them on Twitter with the hashtag FMFFL, or you can email them to us if they're longer stories to hosts@limitbreakradio.com. Also, if you don't know what Fapping the Realm is, that was another hashtag that we started, another kind of bit that we had on the show, where if you have any, let's call them sexually explicit images, some clever emotes, maybe some sexy glams, tag that with hashtag Fapping the Realm. It's kind of like mapping the realm, but it's Fapping the Realm. Get it?
It's achievement.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. You get the LBR achievement. Tag it with hashtag Fapping the Realm, and we could end up sharing it on the show. What's interesting is
tag with Limit Break Radio too, please.
Yeah. You could do that, but I mean, we'll find.
You don't have to.
You don't have to.
That's why we have to have the hashtag Fapping the Realm, so we can search that.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you even Twitter, bro?
Seriously,
Twitter sucks.
Twitter does suck.
It does suck.
But yeah,
butts.
It is. It's a good vehicle for butts too. Hashtag Fapping the Realm. And now that we do the show on Twitch and we can bring images up on screen, we've never actually done that segment where we bring images up on screen. Or maybe we did that once.
I think we did.
I think we did it at least once where we brought the images up. Okay. All right. I take it back.
But you always complain it's too much work because of OBS.
It was one of the first bits that we had come up with, that we had developed.
Yeah.
Man, those were the times long ago. When was the last time it was just the three of us on an episode? Like episode 2?
Yeah.
It was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago. Yeah, those hangers on Kahlo and Nika. the
original cast.
Joining the band. The bandwagon is gone. We just have the core hosts here today.
Kicking it old school.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, this was the original lineup when we had set out to do the show for 14, and then Kahlo sniffed some attention out of there and was like, "Oh, I'm gonna glom onto this as well."
He was like, "Oh wait, this show might be popular. Let's hop back in on this one."
Yo, people are talking about this. I should probably become a part of it again.
And I was Kahlo Lannis back in the day. I was an original host. I'm gonna come in now.
And what does he do? He brings the girl with him, of course. Just like Kahlo. So now,
what?
Pseudo.
What?
I just like picturing is like Kyle was like talking to Nika, like we're going right. We're gonna do this right. We're gonna get back on the show right. And she's like, "What show?" And then she's like, "Yeah, let's go."
Anyway, all right. So we still have a lot of emails. Oh my God, we have so
it's
many
never
emails.
ending.
Never ending.
We're not going to get through all these.
Probably not. Probably not.
Because we have like 15 people wanting to call in.
Oh my God, really?
Yes.
Wow.
And we have quite a few dissenters of people saying that they are doubling down on their playtime.
Is that right? Well, we can.
Let's take one.
We got one on the line. Actually,
all right. Let's fire through some of these.
We have Utkus Ditus Fairy.
What's up, Utkus?
Outcast.
Oh, it's out. Why is that? You spelled outcast wrong.
You have one job here.
I remember saying it last time too.
Yeah, you are terrible.
I've been like typed in the chat. I was like, it's pronounced outcast. Just heads up.
Yeah,
I thought about quoting it just to remind you, but oh well. Cool.
Outcast, welcome to the show. Thanks for giving us a call. What are you doing in your now 4-week downtime as we wait here for patch 3.1?
I actually started playing again on Friday.
Oh, okay. Well, so you haven't been playing.
Yeah, okay.
No. So last time I called in was the PvP episode.
All right.
And we talked about just like general development.
Yeah.
Because that's what I do. So I got really busy at work, and it's been kind of slow lately. So I was trying to play some of the people I play with on 14 or PS4. So I was playing on PS4, and I jumped into a chat with them. I'm like, "What are you guys doing?" And they're just like, "Hey, do you want to help with Never Reap?" And I was like, "Kinda." So I go resub.
The most begrudging person ever.
Seriously, I put in like 14 hours in the last 2 days.
Oh my God!
Well, that's good,
and that's fair because you haven't been playing.
Yeah,
but like my main monk, there's not much for me to do. I don't have a static. I have been kind of trying to run Alex.
So you're just catching up at this point. Like you're just trying to play catch up so you don't look stupid in dungeons.
Pretty much. Yeah. And I'm trying to right now. I'm actually doing the daily hunts and stuff and trying to get the XP from that for other jobs, but like nobody is on.
Yeah.
There's like 3 people online right now.
Hunts are brutal.
And there used to be like 20.
Go to Balmung,
like,
it's busy.
Minimum. Right?
Don't go to Balmung.
Yeah, it's busy because they're busy doing each other.
We've been seriously considering like server transferring or FC merging something to just like bolster numbers so there's more people to play with.
Yeah, just don't go to Balmung. That's all I say.
What's funny is I just now got out of Ravana hard mode, which is story mode.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Around. And the guy I was helping, it's an alt. So he's bored he made a new character. So we both know the fight. Well, I haven't done it in a month, so I kind of know the fight. And so many ads don't get killed. He has like 4 swords laying around. Somehow half the party survives.
Jeez.
And then we get it down to 12% before wiping, and I'm like, we should not have made it this far.
No,
should have wiped on the alt.
That many swords drop. I was like, rip, we're done.
Yep.
And I was like, wow, okay, well, everybody clean up dodging, and we'll be fine. Kill ads, and then we killed it the second time.
And it,
people were still getting knocked off. Still only have to I carried the DPS on this freaking fight.
Eye level makes a difference. I mean, look at how much. I mean, with how much people struggled with that fight when it first came out, when we were all kind of at a semi, a semi even eye level, and now that you have dudes that outclass it, that are getting it in their trial roulette or whatever. Look at just how easy that shit becomes.
This fight is synced to 54 too.
Yeah,
it's not 60 fight. So,
right.
And even though if you're higher level and have better gear, you kind of you're near that stat cap for that level, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Which is just the way the level sync works. And I'm just I'm like, what the hell happened? Like you guys were saying, I want the abusive wife Square Enix back.
I know. I know.
I'm like, what happened? I'm like, Absolute Virtue was a freaking thing, guys.
I know. This is from the same company that came out with Absolute Virtue and Pandemonium Warden. What happened?
I don't understand. I'm like, why is everything so easy?
I know.
I was appalled. I was like, we really got it down to 12%. We should have been dead instantly. Like, what is going on right now?
I hear you.
We missed the physical abuse because now we get no attention at all.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
A backhand is better than silence.
Yeah, right.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's so dark, but it's so true.
Notice me,
senpai.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the call, Outcast. Normally we would hang out and talk to you a little bit longer, but it looks like we've got a bunch of calls to cycle through here. But thank you so much for letting us know how you're spending your time and hearing a perspective, somebody doubling down on their time in Eorzea. That's nice to hear, and it's also nice to hear that you've gotten some free time to be able to log back in. But thanks for your call. Let's get some more people on the line as we read our first email here. This email comes to us from Interceptor Latralius. It says, greetings, a fairly new listener here and really enjoying what I'm hearing. You guys make my time on the treadmill that much more enjoyable, that much more bearable. So please keep up the excellent work. So on to my question, why so much Dragoon hate? As mentioned, I'm a fairly new listener, so I don't have a great frame of reference. As someone who's main Dragoon since the beta, I'd like to understand all the salt rage. Nika, you're hot, sort of. And that's
sweet compliment.
Wow, yeah, talk about a backhanded compliment. Jeez.
SE can take lessons.
Thank you for your email, Interceptor Latralis, and sorry Nika wasn't here to hear that. I think that may have gotten like a reaction.
Yeah, some kind of more like
good.
What?
Yeah,
what?
Right. Yeah. Hey. Yeah.
So let me answer your question. See, the other people or in this room with me right now, and Callow's not here, but him too. They're small people who need to make themselves feel better by just finding something to displace all their negative emotions and hatred on. And Dragoon was a ripe target in the 11 days. Like having lived that experience, Dragoon is the go-to job to trash on. So it just seemed natural for them when we went to 14 to switch over into that one, and I play it. That doesn't help its case either.
Yeah, no, that's what I was going to say is because the Scalia plays.
That's probably its biggest downfall. That aside from high jumping off Titan.
Elusive jumping, at least get it right.
Yeah, it is kind of a joke that goes back all the way to the 11 days, and
to be fair, in 11, rightfully so.
Well, and they sort of sucked a little bit in 2.0.
Okay. But hasn't every job kind of sucked at one point in 2.0?
Fair enough.
I think everyone's had their turn on the shit cycle.
Here's the biggest problem with Dragoons, is why they get shit on the most.
Okay.
They had their animation lock from jumping, which means they get hit by more AoEs, which in turn makes them die more often than people who are not locked by animation.
Yeah.
That's where LOL Dragoon comes from, because they always die because they can't move.
They do die a lot.
That was brutal.
They do die a lot.
And they made it better, magic resist on their armor was super low.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that. Yeah, they did have to adjust that.
They did, like, fix a lot of the animation lock, but God, it's still there. Like I am terrified to use my regular jump, because that one, like Spine Shatter Dive and Dragonfire Dive are no problem, but jump is terrifying to use.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, because it really does kind of lock you in one place for a while. Oh, yeah. Anyway, yeah, so that's kind of the history behind it. It's not a big secret. It's just kind of, I don't know.
It's a bit at this point.
Yeah,
it's a bit.
LOL Dragoon.
It's something you say.
LOL Scalia.
Yeah.
Yeah. Number 6.
All right, we got another caller on the line.
All right, who we got here?
We got Brett Wordashim.
Welcome to Limit Break Radio. Brett, how's it going?
How you doing? It's Makan Kerensky right here in front of you as well.
All right. Well, that's what's up. How's it going? Thanks for calling Limit Break Radio. How are you spending your downtime?
Well, I'm doing a mix of things, both leveling other jobs, crafting, but also playing out. Yes, I am also doing the other game thing that you guys been talking about. It's just that there's so much free-to-play stuff you could also do, such as like World of Warships, World of Tanks, what have you, that normally the type of stuff. But also, I heard about you reminiscing about all the Final Fantasy 11 stuff that took place during the 11 days. Sorry, done the Whitegate. Because I'm hoping when it comes to the airship stuff, we get kind of a reminiscent kind of thing of ZNMs, H&Ms, all the other such that we used to go hunting for.
Totally. I'm right there.
We're right on board with you.
Totally, 100%. I am on board on your airship because, I would be totally into a system like that.
We've talked about it, hoping that it's something similar to Sky.
Yeah.
Oh, so you have talked about it for Sky. What about in general of like, okay, we plot a course for this very far place that we recently discovered, kind of like how we're doing right now with the airships to get better loot, like the Iron Giant stuff, what have you.
Right.
But also possibly to get, say, oh, hey, here's a far-off location with more difficult mobs than what's normally there. So it kind of acts like almost like our ZNM in the sense of things of unlocking areas, but unlocking bits and pieces to pop such and such ZNM.
Absolutely, yeah, that would be great. And gating that not just by the exploration of the airship, but also through like a pop item tier system. Is that like kind of what you're getting at?
Kind of something like that as well, where all of a sudden, by using the airship dailies, kind of like your normal ventures, you unlock it to unlock more difficult areas with the possibility of say, oh, hey, here's your Hydra fight. Here's your King Behemoth in the sky for some god reason.
Right, yeah. No, I could see getting really into a system like that.
Because right now we're burnt. Ghost right now, I'm part of... we're trying to burn all the construction we can do for airships right now because we already got 4 up and we're trying to gear them out as much as possible to min-max them for maximum travel.
Yeah, because I know a lot of FCs that are doing the same thing, just getting prepped and ready for this event because we know nothing about it. I think this is where I think that I have a leg up on you in the bet that we have going about the Hildebrand content and whether that's going to make it into 3.1. Because you're right, while they still have a couple of opportunities in the next 4 weeks to outline some stuff, I think if they're going to deep dive on anything, it's going to be an explanation of this airship system. It's not going to be the reveal of a Hildebrand. No, I don't think so.
No, because see, this is everything you're going to know about Sky right now. This is what we know until 3.1 hits.
No, they have to. I think they're going to outline it.
You're not going to get your Sky stuff until much later. I can tell you that. This is kind of going to be like your initial parts not gone.
Yeah.
Before you get your Sky.
Yeah. This should be. I mean, like whatever this is, this should be like the intro tier to whatever the full system ends up being. But I mean,
hold on. You really think this is going to be like the intro stuff, and we're going to get more later?
Oh
my god, I'm going to flip a nut if we don't. Like if this is not like the full system.
Really?
Probably not going to be the full system anyhow, because this feels like kind of like it warms up, kind of like how it was in Whitegate, where we had these bits of pieces that kind of like went together. First, you had your salvage, your mercenary quest thing. Then you had your ZNMs, and then the larger and larger scale stuff, all the way up to Pandemonium Warden, where all of a sudden accumulated into this large chunk of content that people have been working on for years. Kind of like what's it called? Dynamics, where people are still working on stuff for years. But the thing is, unfortunately, in the system we have right now, where it's kind of easy, where you have a right amount of people, you have the right amount of skills, you can get it done and over with. Unlike other MMOs where it's kind of like you got to work your ass off for it.
That's one thing, but like Whitegate came out with the expansion. Whitegate was included with the expansion. You didn't unlock those areas in the first major patch after the expansion. This is like what came out to set up the system was being able to make the airship. That is the intro tier to this. I'm with Juxta. I'm like this system better be at least
This should be fleshed out. Like this should be like a standalone
They can keep
thing
adding
and
to
then
it.
build on it.
Yeah, they can keep adding to it. But if this is ready to go, I'm going to be pissed.
That's sort of what I meant, though. Is that the system is full, but not finished? Because if this was the entirety of the system from front to back, then you'd have to have another system that put out that put out the next level of rewards, or you would have to go back and update the rewards or the items that come out of it to maintain their relevance, sort of like they did with hunts.
Well, sure. But I'm just saying, if like we get the sky right now and it doesn't feel like it's finished, like if it's not
the first area you can go
to, if it's not complete, if it doesn't feel complete, then I'm going to.
I'll be right there with him. I'm going to be pissed.
Like
nuts will be flipped.
It's like not having the last part of salvage where all of a sudden you're going up against the chariot immediately. It's like all of a sudden, oh no, you got the first and second floor but not the third floor. I forgot how many different types of floor types there were or what the initial items, because it's been such a long time since I played it, but it's kind of like not having that final floor that has the body piece and this and that's going to go into your macro combination. But it's also going to be like, oh hey, yeah, you can do Byaku, Seiryu, and whoever, but you can't do Kirin until the next two patches.
See, that's sort of what I was kind of likening to, because that's what they did with the ZNM system. It's also what they did with the Voidwalker NM system, is that there would be entire patches where you'd get a whole nother tier to that system, and it wouldn't be out for a couple of months. I guess
I would be okay with that.
We didn't get Pandemonium Warden
until much later.
Until much later after ZNMs were first introduced, because at first the drops that came out of them were okay, but then like the next tier that came out, they were like fucking amazing. So it's like, I think if they did a progressive system like that might be okay.
Kind of like their normal progressive patching like they did since the intro of Whitegate. It might be a bit iffy at first, but you never know. It could accumulate into something much larger than it is.
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, I'll say this. For SE to do that, they would have to be showing us something rather new. They have not, I don't feel like they've done that a whole lot.
Kind of like rehashes in certain ways.
Well, just like they seem to put out systems that are more or less ready to go. And they add more hunts and stuff over time, but the hunt system was pretty much...
all they did was add different rewards out of hunts. They never added more hunts until they added an expansion.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if for SE to do it that way with this system, would be showing us something different in 14.
Yeah.
So
because right now with the
fingers
current
crossed,
hunts, it's impossible, because it's like during the hunts in 2.0, it's like you still had gear that you can still unweather and such. It's just that all of a sudden, once you got to this, all you have is this nonsense gear that is not up to par what you want.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Thanks for your call, man. I agree. I really do want the airship system to be something like you outlined. I think that would be a fantastic idea. Something like ZNMs that builds toward a huge confrontation that is a huge challenge for a large group of people. That would be really cool, man.
Do you think that SE is doing themselves a disservice keeping so quiet about what this is going to be? Because they're getting to the point now with this long delay in the patch and not telling us anything about it. Like, everyone's just sitting there thinking, like, this has to be good. If this isn't good, you're going to lose a lot of hope.
I think you're right.
Like, they are really painting themselves into a corner. Like, this has to work.
Yeah.
It has to be good.
Yeah.
They can't have this come out and suck.
They can, and
they can, but
if
they're not going to like the results.
Oh yeah, there's just definitely going to end up being consequences.
There will be repercussions.
There's going to be a very angry Limit Break Radio episode coming out shortly after.
That's right,
because that's what they're all afraid of. It keeps them up at night. They might be mean to us again.
That's why they're holding the patch back. They were just like,
it's not good enough, and they're going to yell at us.
We just don't want Limit Break Radio to be mean to us anymore. We think they're the abusive ones, but really we're the abusive ones.
It's not that
they're silent because they're terrified of us.
It's not that they're passive aggressive anymore. They're just afraid to incite our wrath.
Oh my gosh,
we're the monsters.
If they would just cook us dinner that tasted good, we wouldn't have to be mean to them.
Yeah, seriously.
I don't feel comfortable with where this is going. I know where this is going.
Oh, man.
Next email.
All right. Our next email comes to us from Lil Stomper from the Genova server. Yo, so I've been listening to LBR since you relaunched for ARR. Never played FFXI because I was too busy getting pussy. That being said, I would love for you guys to call me on air. I'm an endgame ninja in A3 Savage. Ooh. Oh, look at this guy here.
You're in A3 Savage. You didn't down it? So
look at this guy. Look at how special you are being in A3 Savage. I'm so jealous.
He's in A3 Savage now, but he was too busy getting pussy to play 11.
Right, yes, yeah.
Sure. All right.
I'm an endgame ninja in A3 Savage and would love to talk shit to you guys on air and be an asshole.
I like this guy, actually.
You kind of all suck, and I think it's funny. I think it's funny as fuck that you guys take the time each week to do a show, but can't even beat A1S. I mean, Nika can, but what other scrub wouldn't be able to at least beat A1S being overgeared? Call me up and we can argue on the air. You guys are funny, but I'd love to make Nero sound like a scrub.
Read the PS.
PS. I've been drinking. So I've kind of been waiting for this guy all episode to call in. Has he called in?
I have not seen that area code call in.
No?
Nope.
Let's call.
He told us to call him.
You want me to call him?
First of all, hang on. Let me yeah, because apparently he needs an explanation on how this fucking works. So yeah, go ahead. Yeah, give him a call.
All right, hold on.
Give him a fucking call.
You did not prep me for this.
I figured he was going to call. I mean, I called him out in a response email saying like, you don't have the stones. You don't have the stones to do this. I guarantee you that this fucking goes to voicemail.
All right, here. Okay, I think I got it. We're gonna get like his mom or something. Okay, I got it.
I'm gonna ask for Lil Stomper. He's a Lil Stomper.
All right, I'm calling him.
All right.
God. Tension rising.
He's not gonna answer. He doesn't have the balls to answer. Boo! Boo! You there?
Hello?
It's a Lil Stomper. No. Oh no.
We tried.
That's too bad. Look at the balls on this guy to be able to send an email back and forth. But here we go. We pull the show over to even call. Like, what show does that?
Yeah.
Like, what other fucking show would say, okay, yeah, you give us your fucking phone number and we'll call you? Like, no, that's not how a call-in talk show works. You dumb fuck. Lil Stomper.
You're not even a big stomper.
Little Stomper.
Little Stomper.
What a fucking moron. And then doesn't have, like, I'm sure he's sitting there looking at his phone going, oh, fuck. Oh, fuck, it's Sunday. Oh, no. Oh, shit, I forgot.
He has family over right now, and he's also in the bathroom, and his headset's not working, so he can't pick up.
Well.
That's a shame.
All right. Too bad, Little Stomper. I would have loved to give you the forum to make me look like a scrub.
I would have loved it. We would have loved it too.
But you're too much of a coward to pick up your phone.
And he said he was available all day.
All Sunday. Will be available all day Sunday.
We tried.
You fucking coward. Boo.
Right.
Call me out on an email and then don't even. And I said, fucking call the show if you have the stones. And then he did. I'm so disappointed that we've gone through almost 2 hours of the show and he never fucking bothered. So we get to his email. Let's fucking call. Let's have some fun with this fucking idiot. Nope. Doesn't even have the balls to pick up the phone. Little Stomper.
Little Stomper. Little Stomper.
It's too bad, Little Stomper. We could have some fun on the air, but you had to go and be a fucking coward. Little Stomper.
All right, let's move on.
All right, well, you know what?
This next one's a short email if you want to take it.
I'll take it after this other person that I have on
All right, who do we have? Who we got calling in?
Let's see if you can identify him. We know him.
Oh, do we? Hi, caller. Hi, how you doing? You're on Limit Break Radio.
Hello.
Who is it?
You don't know it?
A long time.
Is this? Let's see. Is this Ganny Man?
It is.
It's Ganny Man.
There you go.
Hey, what's up, man? How's it going?
It's been good. How are you?
Well, we're just doing our thing, yelling at Square Enix and not
and Little Stomper.
And Little Stomper.
And Little
Yeah, we're yelling
Stomper.
at him too.
And Little Stomper, yeah, because we can't forget Little Stomper.
Little Stomper.
But yeah, we're just still doing our thing, giving Square Enix some shit. How are you, Ganny Man? I feel like we haven't heard from you in so long in the Final Fantasy MMO community. What have you been up to, man?
Well, I stopped playing like when 2.1 came out.
Oh, that's too bad.
And but then I started playing at Heavensward again.
Yeah?
Yeah, so I've been playing, for about the last 3 months or so. Over to Hyperion.
Where were you picking up from? Like what? Like I mean, I'm assuming you had a character at 50. So what? What were you taking from 50 to 60?
I had Warrior, Dragoon, White Mage.
Gotcha.
What else? Summoner.
Right on. So you had something to work off of right out of the gate. You weren't. It's not like you were like mid-30s trying to play catch up there. So.
No. But
good.
Going through that 2.1 to 2.5 grind with like getting no experience is kind of rough.
Yeah, it really is. They needed to put that in with the last like 0.5 patch where mobs give XP out of 50 dungeons. That's just brutal.
It really does highlight like how much they needed to do a quality of life thing. Even if it was just that simple.
Yeah.
But if you got to 60 before you started doing Heavensward content or completed it, it might make it too easy too.
Yeah. That's true. But I don't know who would do that because the XP that you get out of doing the the story missions is great. Like it was such a guided experience when you're being guided through from 50 to 60. I don't know why anyone would want to do that. I feel like that's more of an option for people who are getting their second and third and fourth jobs up to 60, It's
probably a weird problem for them to solve.
Yeah. So, I mean, Gani, we know that you have a pretty significant background in, development and game development software, stuff of that nature. What are the big problems that you see with Final Fantasy XIV currently, and what would Square Enix's best way to solve them be?
Well, I'm still plowing through the content. I just cleared A1S last night for the first time.
Grats, nice.
Little Stomper approves of you.
Yeah, yeah. Lil Stomper would be very happy.
And I think that stuff is great. I hear that A3 is terribly awful and unforgiving, and
it is very much so
difficult.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying the game right now. I don't have a whole lot of complaints about it, other than I think crafting is, a lot of people hate me, but I don't think it has a purpose right now.
I'm not a big fan of crap.
You don't have to worry about us giving you crap over that one.
No one here will give you shit for that at all.
But I know a lot of people who do play, they've got a lot of crafts up, so they kind of take offense to that. So I think they've got to kind of fix that and give crafting more of a purpose right now. That's probably something that's pretty broken about it. I don't see a whole lot of use for Gil other than for, glamour type stuff or housing or, things that don't really help you progress either.
Yeah.
And Gil is kind of easy to come by.
Gil's useless. I mean, it doesn't really serve a function. It doesn't buy. I mean, yeah, you can buy melded gear, like melded right side stuff, but outside of that, it really doesn't serve a purpose for pushing your endgame progression like it did in FF11. I mean, to me, the biggest problem is probably that dip in content between A1, basically Alex Savage and the rest of the game. Like there's this huge, huge spike in difficulty when there should be, I feel like that there should be content in the middle that is difficult for long-term players, but isn't so easy that in 3 weeks everyone's just dick rolling their keyboard over and over again.
Yeah, I don't think Savage is the answer to that. This new airship stuff sounds pretty promising. A lot of people seem excited about it. But I think what's really important, that why I quit the game, what was it, like 2 years ago or something like that. It's finding the right people to play with and having that group. That's what, that's what we had in 11. That's what we started that wiki with, and we played forever together.
Yeah.
And those people kind of are still here and there, but nobody's together playing. And I kind of ran into a group recently, and they're cool. We get on TeamSpeak a lot. We joke a lot. We drink on stuff and have a lot of fun and play late nights. And I think that's what's really important. We don't care if we fail over and over and over again. It's just having a good group of friends to play with.
That's the best way to do it. The people who are just like get mad obsessed over the thing.
Yeah, Square Enix can't help you do that either.
Yeah,
Yeah. They can try and give you things to do, but just finding people who click with you, I think, is really important.
I definitely agree with that. But I do think that if there was more of an incentive, that more people would be paying attention to it. And like as we talked about a lot on the last episode, the idea of gear lust is just something that doesn't exist in FF14 that FF11 had in spades. And I just don't understand why they can't seem to get development side get that concept together to where to really motivate the player base to want something. You know what I mean? Like if you're throwing it out every patch or two, all of this gear just becomes transitory.
Yeah, well, it's like what do they call it? It's just all about glamours. That's the end game. Yeah. I got a friend who keeps saying that it's glamour is the end game.
So do we. He's sitting right there.
I see a lot of people going for older gear just to glamour.
Yeah,
I see Odin fights come up all the time still. People just want to mix and match, look good. I'm wearing the Hildebrand outfit right now.
I just don't think that it's enough of an incentive, and
it's not sustainable.
Yeah, it isn't sustainable, and that's the thing that you want in your MMO. You want your MMO to be sustainable, and you want people to stay engaged and driven in your content.
Look, I want to see the minion battles. That's what I really.
Oh my God,
Connie, really? No, don't tell me that.
I'm out there trying to collect minions right now. It's going to be Pokemon, right?
All these years later, you remember how to troll a Nero.
Oh my God! I was so disappointed to hear about Lords of Verminion. that was actually taking up development time, and that's going to take a significant place in 3.1. I mean, that's cool that you're into it and everything. It's just, man, for me, I would have been I was actually kind of a big advocate for Triple Triad when it was when it was an idea, when it was just kind of
stop playing like I did for so long.
That's true.
Right? So I came back into this. There's all this new stuff. It's a lot of fun for me, but I could see in 6 months I could be really tired of some of this stuff too.
Yeah, and that's really the problem, is that it does start to wear on us that have long-term players.
The people who've been subscribed the whole time.
The lifers over here.
That's the theme that we've been seeing. Everyone who's called in saying they're playing more now are all people who weren't playing for a while.
That's right. I think a huge wave of people came back with Heavensward.
I think you're right. Yeah.
And then there's people who didn't, and the people who have been around this whole time, those are the people who are kind of tapering off right now.
Yeah.
Trying to hold out for 3.1. But I mean, I've got friends from work who just started the game at Heavensward and they love it. They think it's a great game, but they're going through what you went through when 2.0 started getting good.
Yeah, that's true.
That's it. It is a great game. We just need more of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, look, what I do when I'm not playing though is I kind of have this weird obsession collecting NES games and spending my money on that.
Is that right?
Yeah.
What's your rarest cart that you have?
I don't know that I have any super rare. I just started collecting recently, but I've got a couple of the Mega Man games. I've got the Zelda games.
Nice.
Do you have some of those Mega Mans are worth bank.
Do you have the gold cart Zeldas?
I have one. The Legend of Zelda is a gold card.
Okay.
The Adventures of Link is not.
Ooh! I have a gold. A gold.
Ship that right to me.
No. That is proudly displayed in my collection. Right alongside Elevator Action.
I customized my NES I got inspired by this fungi guy who makes custom NESs, and I made a Final Fantasy 1 Black Mage NES.
Oh, dude, that's badass. Awesome. That's badass.
I love collecting old video game stuff. It's the best.
It is. It really is.
Like my Final Fantasy 1 in the box.
Yeah.
Prize of my collection.
My FF3 in the box.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
It is. It's a thing of beauty.
Yeah, I've got FF1 for the NES too.
Nice. That's one that I don't have.
I've got over 40 games right now out of like the 800 or so. So I'm like 5% of the goal. It's gonna take me forever.
Still though, that's a fun collection, and like it's sort of like how music nerds get into collecting vinyl. It's sort of the same thing.
That's so funny that you say that. I just went to a store today right before I listened to the show with my wife. And that's what it was, is old games like that and vinyl and comic books.
That's awesome. That actually...
She's digging through the vinyl, and I'm looking through the games and the comic books, and we just had a great time today.
That's fantastic, man. It sounds like the store that I used to work at when Ascali and I first met.
Yeah.
So the story behind Ascali and I meeting is that I used to work at... It was a combination record store, video game store, head shop, comic shop. I mean, like, you could get...
Any collectible kind of thing.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Really. Like, yeah, you can get Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles edition, number 1, and a 45 of the Violators, and do whippets in the parking lot and get high and enjoy all of that, and in one shopping destination. It was a great place to work. Anyway,
growing up sucks, huh?
Yeah, right. Exactly. And if you bought them there, you didn't have the fucking whipped cream cans that you had to leave in the parking lot. Anyway, so no, but it was a great place to work. It was a really fun place to work. And Ascalia used to come in and we used to talk video games.
Yep.
And had no idea that and this was years later. I think you had found me on FF11
when I moved to Odin server.
Yeah,
yep.
and just sent a tell that said, "Hey, I really like the show." You had told me where you were from, where you grew up.
I had talked to another fan of the show. I don't remember who it was now, but I talked to another fan of the show, and he's like, "Oh, I mentioned I was from Michigan." He's like, "Oh, you're up there with the LBR crew." I had no idea you guys were from Michigan.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that's how. Okay,
so that's why I felt comfortable sending you like a tell, because I was like, "Oh, at least we have something in common. We're both from Michigan."
Okay, all right, yeah. And so then it comes out like through the conversation that I used to work at the very store that he used to go to, and it was sort of like, were you the guy that used to wear plaid pants a lot and had really shitty bleach blonde hair that kind of looked like a knockoff Billy Idol? Ah, yeah, I was that guy. Yeah, I used to come in and talk to you about video games all the time.
Fucking small world.
I know, right?
And just so everyone knows, Nero had the same conversation at the UFF podcast.
I did.
Word for word.
I did. I've told that story a couple of times. So
word for word.
Well, because it's an interesting fucking story. What do you want from me? It's actually an interesting, compelling story.
That's not about Final Fantasy 14.
When they make the movie about Limit Break Radio, it'll be in there.
Yeah, exactly.
It'll be like Clerks.
Yeah, right. Oh God!
I get to be Silent Bob.
I watched the entirety of Mallrats yesterday just because it was on Comedy Central. I can't believe that they're making a sequel to that.
Right?
It's gonna be awful.
Yeah, it can't be good.
You'll be there to see it opening night.
Oh, I absolutely will. I absolutely will. I love Kevin Smith.
Yeah,
he hasn't made a good movie in a while, but I love him. Anyway, thank you, Gani man, for giving us a call and for checking in with us. It's really
nice to hear from you.
It's always great to hear from you, and give us a call anytime that we're live here on Limit Break Radio, man. Take it easy.
All right, see ya.
All right, man. So if you'd like to give us a call, 810-515-8715, or send a message to Limit Break Radio on Skype. Let's take our next email. Ascalia, why don't you take our next email? Or no, Juxta.
This one's short.
Juxta was going to take
this
one.
This comes in from Burning Skull of Gilgamesh, listening to episode 4.1, and you mentioned that SE says they will implement queuing into dungeons with your companion now in 2.3. And we still don't have that. Thought it was funny. LOL.
Thanks.
Episode 4.1. Wow, dedicated listener.
Thanks for thank you for the stroll down memory lane, Burning Skull.
More empty promises from Square Enix.
Yeah, right. Just more proof that you don't believe everything you read.
Hello, LBR. I've been listening to your show since you guys started covering FF14, and you guys never fail to entertain and inform.
Oh, well, thank you.
I also like that you guys aren't just a bunch of weeaboos. Sorry, Nika. A bunch of weeaboo Yoshi P apologists.
Yes.
I play several MMOs, and most podcasts really give game developers a free pass.
Don't they?
Fuck that.
Yes, they do.
Seriously, like not just, and this is not just a problem with MMO podcasts. This is really a problem with video game media in general that is just so willing to get down on their hands and knees and suckle at the big old dick of Papa video game industry because they get free shit out of it. That's really what it is. They get free review copies of shit and they don't want to burn that bridge, and so they're really afraid to come out and be critical and share their actual feelings about stuff. Do your job! Seriously. I mean, there are very few critics that I can actually trust. And as we had pointed out on 2 episodes ago with Matt Pat, they're getting fewer and fewer by the goddamn day. And it's just like, you know what? At least at Limit Break Radio, you know that we're not bought and sold. At Final Encountercast, you know that we're not bought and sold. We're giving you our honest and completely, unabashed opinions about things.
Free swag acquired, 0.
Yeah, exactly. We get nothing out of it. We have nothing to gain. We would have to establish relationships with these companies in the first place, and you know what? I don't want to fucking do that.
I don't think Konami will ever establish relationships with us.
No, not anymore. Not anymore.
I think we
especially
may have burned that bridge.
Especially if they ever promoted Luke to, to something other than a call-in.
Yeah, he deserves it. He stuck to the script.
I know, right? Like he's a company man through and through.
Yeah.
But seriously, yeah, you know, because of the way that we're funded and the way that we operate, we're not bought and sold. You're not going to just get filtered opinions and people who give devs a pass on the show. That's just not what we're about.
Nope.
So anyway, continue.
The Instance podcast for WoW, for example, has top-notch production value and entertaining hosts, but their fanboyism really shows when it comes to their criticism of Blizzard. I like that you guys will take Square Enix to task when criticism is due. This brings me to my first question. What effect, if any, do you think this blind devotion to Yoshi P and FF14 by a good chunk of the fan base has on Square Enix's planning and decision-making? I'd like to think not that much. I'd like to think that they try to stay objective.
I don't know. We did identify earlier in this very episode that the development ideology at Square Enix has shifted between 11 and 14. But the other thing that they've done differently between 11 and 14 has opened the lanes of communication between themselves and their fan base. There were no official forums for 11. Nope. There was nothing. There was no way for the community to reach out to the devs if they so wanted to in FF11. You had to create noise on a podcast, or you had to write a blog entry about how long a fight was for Square Enix to pay any goddamn attention to the community.
10,000 GM messages.
Seriously. Like that's very real. But now they're in such close communication and such close proximity with their fan base all the time that I don't know. I think that this question may bring to light that maybe that whole process has clouded their judgment maybe more than just a little bit.
Maybe it's possible.
It's probably a case of just them listening and taking into account too much feedback. Like, they're listening to all the whiners and the we wants and stuff, and they're giving us what we, quote, want, and now we have no incentive to run Savage mode.
Sort of too much of a good thing, kind of.
Yeah, like they're giving us the story for free. Well, they're giving us easy mode.
I think the general question is that are they being overreactive to to people on the forums or to criticism and discussion? And you know what? Yeah, I kind of think that they are.
Yeah,
I legit. I mean, like when I sit down and really ask myself that question, yeah, I kind of do think they they are. Because, like, here at Limit Break Radio, if we paid attention to every pissed off person that was like, I'm going to rescind my $5 on Patreon because you said something about my server that I don't like. Or,
subtle.
Yeah. Or, you know, if we got messages like, I don't like what you're saying about Square Enix, and so I don't think I'm going to listen anymore. We get those all the fucking time. We get a lot of those. We get way more of those than we get these types of emails. And you know, if we listen to every single one of those, if we listen to every single little thumper that existed out there, then you know what? You'd have a very different show. You'd have something that looked a lot more like the Final Fantasy 11 version of Limit Break Radio. Because we were really kind of focused on feedback and trying to make a product that we thought our audience would want, instead of making a product that we believed in from front to back and letting the audience deal with it.
Is anyone more critical of the original show than like this group here?
Probably not.
No.
Probably not. No.
No. I think that, yeah, like I think it would be fine. Like if we sat around and just listened to one of our early shows, like maybe the first show that you ever did.
Yeah,
like, oh my God, we could just tear into it. We would be so critical. Like, oh yeah, nice line delivery, asshole. You know, like,
well, I mean, it's like
especially of ourselves. Like, I get really critical of myself.
You can listen on that one podcast we did during Twitch where we listened to old clips.
Yeah.
And we would I did like some kind of bit where I was like reading a book and being extra studious. It's like, where the fuck were we going with that? We
nowhere.
don't know, and it went nowhere, and it was terrible.
Yeah. So you know, you can be a bit overreactive to criticism like that, and yeah, I do think that Square Enix is kind of guilty of that. Anyway, continue.
I feel that there is a contingent of fans that view Yoshi as almost infallible.
Yes.
To put this in perspective, I replied to a Reddit thread with something to the effect of, Yoshi P has done a tremendous job turning the game around, but his decisions haven't been perfect. I've posted some borderline offensive stuff on Reddit, but this is the only comment I've ever had hidden due to downvotes.
That speaks volumes.
It's true, though.
No, it speaks volumes of the Reddit community, because like they really, especially the FFXIV subreddit, there is really a serious case of groupthink that is going on over there. Yeah, that's fine, but fuck your stupid insular community that can't accept criticism or discussions that are abstract. Fuck you. I've never liked our FFXI or FFXIV. They've always been a stupid subreddit.
You can't even post user-created content like the fucking, or even our podcast. There's like no blog spam is one of the rules.
Well, and oh, God help you if you do, because they'll downvote you and they'll get mad at you and they'll point out the rules. That's against the rules. Tisk.
Can't do that.
You're not allowed. Fucking stupid morons.
The best analogy I could make is that Yoshi P is like a pro sports head coach that turns around a perennial loser and wins a championship and then gets a free pass for all subsequent missteps.
Oh my God, that is a perfect fucking analogy.
We being Detroit here.
Oh my God.
If someone won a Super Bowl for the Lions, they would have a temple opened up in their name in Detroit. They could kill babies on the weekend. And it wouldn't matter.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You could just fucking drive on the sidewalk, running people over through the city, and you would get a free pass. Not a
people
cop
would yell at the bystanders who got in your way.
Yeah, exactly. How dare you get in his way?
He won a championship.
You need to get out of his car. Get out of the way of his car.
That is such a good analogy.
It is. It's so perfect.
I feel that the company has been frugal since the success of ARR. This is evident in the lack of current content and pacing of content. Sorry if this sounds like I'm beating a dead horse. This game makes them money hand over fist for Square Enix. Like 13+ million in revenue a month. The cost aversion is also evident in the development team's reaction to the community's criticism that raids are being cleared too quickly. Instead of adding more boss encounters at coil difficulty like WoW and other MMOs, which would cost more resources, they took the cheaper route of overtuning 2 raid bosses and putting them behind a gear wall for even the top-end raiders. How many groups have even cleared AS4 using the intended method of dealing with the mechanics?
I don't know that I don't know what the intended method is supposed to be. So I don't know that I can't say any. I don't truthfully.
I've been a raider in every game I've played, but I'm also a father of 2 with a career. I don't have 20 hours a week to throw at a boss encounter. I've cleared all of Coil content when it was relevant, pre-nerf and unlocks, and I feel that SE has shut players like me out. I have moved on to another game as a result. I don't want participation trophies like my daughter's kindergarten soccer league. I want challenging content that doesn't become a second job. It's amazing how many sports references he's using to make this work.
Yeah, but it is working very well.
It is working.
He likes that sports ball.
Yeah. I look forward to hearing what you have to say, and sorry for the wall of text. I quit FF14 a couple of months ago, but will continue to listen to your show. Maybe I will return to Eorzea one day if SE can get their collective head out of their ass. By the way, Aniro, I've never heard of the phrase dick roll before. Now I have to try it when the wife and kids aren't home. Formerly Roland Blackmoon of Behemoth Server.
Well, it is kind of a bummer to hear that you have wrapped up your subscription, although I can hardly blame you, man. I can hardly hold it against you. It is a tough spot for us diehard FF14 fans, but glad that you still get some enjoyment out of the show. And I agree with you, man. I'm right there with you. I don't want fucking participation trophies. I don't want welfare tone gear, okay? Like, honestly, like, let's just stop this bullshit and like let's properly incentivize our raids so that people are interested and getting good gear and stay plugged into the content. I mean, that's that, you know, like, don't allow people the opportunity to get bored. And you've let your community get extremely bored.
Super bored.
Like, and what are they going to do? Like, are they going to rush patch 3.2 to be able to make up for this time? No.
Of course not.
No, of course not. I fully expect more delays on 3.2 because of this delay on 3.1. Which that does not bode well, man. Like, this is you remember how in 2.0 we would say, oh, you know, like, this patch like is really coming at a great time because I'm starting to feel bored.
Yeah,
I'm fucking bored.
Way past bored.
I'm way past fucking bored now.
I was 2 weeks bored when they announced 7 more weeks.
Fucking A.
2.0 all the way through. They did a great job.
Great job pacing it. They did an awesome job pacing it. They totally dropped the ball on this one. And it's hard, like, it's hard because, like, you know, you don't want to be so hard on them because you do want the game to succeed. You know, you don't want to see people. Yeah, it doesn't. We get no joy from reading that email from Roland saying that, you know, he's unsubbed to the game. That sucks.
We understand it.
Totally understand it. It's not something that we're gonna sit here and advocate, though.
Right.
And so it puts Square Enix. It puts us in a difficult position.
Right.
You know, as trying to be the best you know, most honest critics for this game that we can be. You've put us in a serious spot where we, you know, like, we can't give you a free fucking pass on this shit.
Right.
Just can't. And the people who keep saying that you know, we shouldn't be so hard on them and that they're human. I get it. I get where you're coming from. Yeah, Yoshi P's a human dude, but, like, why are you still paying for this? Why are you still paying your monthly sub?
Your free pass was about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's not 7.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's.
We got a caller.
We got a caller. All right,
we do. Long-time listener Sevo Kevo of Gilgamesh.
What's up, Sevo? How's it going, man?
Hey guys, what's going on?
Welcome to Limit Break Radio. So what are you doing in the wait for 3.1?
Got my normal, like, it's a new season, the fall season just hit, so I got a lot of new anime that just came out, so I'm swamped with that. Other than that, to hold me off on the wait, I also got some other, like, there's nothing wrong, but, I mean, I got, like, I'm very casual in the game. I'm not really interested in Savage. I'm just like Juxta. I don't like Savage.
You okay with that comparison there, Juxta?
All right, for starters, never compare me to Weeaboo.
Oh, shut up. I'm not as much of a weeaboo as you.
Okay.
Anyway,
yeah.
Swamped with that. Got, like, too much stuff coming up until November. You know, I got some stuff from work that's coming up. We got like a banquet. I got, like, if you don't have my camera on, I got a new house, and so I got housewarming coming up.
No, we don't have your camera on, Seba.
No, I know.
We're not
and then
the
week after that, then we got Youmacon, and thank you, Nero, for actually making me want to actually come to Youmacon this year.
Yeah, well, hey, when
also we have thanks to Nero for Sevo Kevo coming to Youmacon. Thank you, Nero.
He told me like a bunch of stuff going on, and I actually had plans. I had plans to come up to Michigan before, but it flopped out, and then.
Yeah. I told him we would be working on something because I figured we would do something for Youmacon. We have a few people that are coming in from out of town that just wanted to kind of hang out with us for the weekend, and we were like, well, why don't we kind of make something out of it? And here I was, like calling fucking bars in the area, trying to figure out who isn't booked for the night and where we could like try to find like an area where we could like, I don't know, play some game. We don't in Detroit, we don't have something like Insert Coins like in Las Vegas where you can go and hang out and drink and be really social and play video games. Like
they have that in Las Vegas.
That's what Insert Coins is. It's a bar cave.
I've never gotten to do anything like that.